Hello and welcome to this first stream or first episode of Tales of TPK. We're not gonna linger too much on this, so let's get right into it. Take it away, Tim.
And the first thing that we're going to do is to make sure that everybody has a decent picture of what our characters look like. So I want us to start from the left on the screen with Garrus. Please explain how he would normally look when he's not drenched.
Garrus keeps himself in a usually regal bearing. At the moment, he's dressed up in relatively nice clothes, albeit at the moment soaked through with salt water and pretty torn. Long black hair that is currently matted down on his forehead, a couple of nicks here and there, but for the most part, he's a auburn man, tends to carry himself well. Yeah, that's all I've got at the moment.
Yep, Cohen.
Well, yeah, what you see is a very damaged person, a very scarred person. There are literally no place. There is no place on his skin that is not scarred or damaged, except for his hands. Those are the only places that his real skin is showing, so to speak. He has very he is not well groomed at all. So the clothes are just there of necessity. He does have a scarf or something that is covering up around his neck, though. So that's about it.
Okay, and Morgan.
Morgan is a scholar in theory, but in practice is more of an archaeologist who is obsessed with the practical, and as such tends to favor clothing that is more suited to the road than to a library or a dusty storeroom, and is not overly concerned with his physical appearance. He does keep clean-shaven, but his hair is hovering right around 0 on his list of priorities, but tends to keep himself well put together purely for the convenience, because if you are clean, people are more likely to talk to you.
And Navin.
Navin has pretty shoulder-length red hair with braids. His face usually clear, but the hair on his back is not very well kept. It's usually kept out of the way of his face. Seems to be more for function than for aesthetic purposes. Pretty tall, has fair skin, and his clothes have seen better days. Pretty rough, pretty basic clothing that has been worn and very properly used, but could probably see a change. He has a leather parcel strapped to his back, a warhammer on his belt, and 2 hand axes, but seems to be traveling pretty sparsely with not much else on his back.
Okay. So the reason why our characters are currently drenched from salt water is that they have just experienced a shipwreck. As they were traveling with a merchant caravan from Oldburg to Narrett and then by boat over to Eris, as they passed the full strait, which is a very thin, very narrow canyon in the water, the sky above them darkened. As they continued to ride through this darkening day, the crewmate, I suppose you can call them, up in the crow's nest shouted out that they saw another boat at starboard. Shortly after this call came, the crewmate then adds that it seems to be a pirate ship that is chasing them. The pirate ship very quickly outmaneuvers and catches up to the merchant vessel that they were traveling on. And as the pirates catch up, they toss over grappling hooks and pull the boat closer to them, put gangplanks up, and then simply waltz over. The merchant vessel has more or less no soldiers, maybe 5, 6 at tops, and then our 4 characters who some could be categorized as soldiers, but mostly are just here for an easy pay with a fare and not ready to fight pirates. So as the dozens and dozens upon pirates just swarm over, the merchant guards and even the travelers that are upon the merchant vessel simply give up. A large man, 6'4", 6'5", steps over. Clearly, the man in charge with his long black trench coat open. You can see the scars on his chest, and his head is dreadlocks with black edges falling back over his shoulder. He steps up to the merchant caravan master, and puts a dagger to his throat. That moment, everybody freezes up as they think that he's going to die. But instead of killing the man outright, he simply pushes the dagger down and reveals a chain underneath his shirt. The large man puts his dagger onto the chain and pulls it up. And at the end of this chain is an elongated wooden casket, not longer than a finger. The man takes off the chain, and as he does it, the caravan master jumps trying to grab said chain, but with a quick slash, the man ends his life. As the caravan master hits the floor, a lightning strikes from heaven, not once but thrice in quick succession, and the only thing that this large man does is laugh. You can hear him say that he expected this. The vessels slowly start to sink. Fire is quickly just eating up both of the vessels, and the characters find themselves in the water. But as darkness slowly crushes in upon them, instead of finding themselves standing in front of the eternal halls where Vona is to meet them, they find themselves coughing up water. They are drenched, most of the gear have been lost, and the gloom is still above them. And we are going to find ourselves here.
A pitch black void.
A pitch black void. You should all have a very limited vision as you are upon this beach. One of you still in the water, but can easily get out. Around you are sacks floating in the water. There's a corpse or two as well, including some crates that are just being pushed up with the waves. You have no idea how long time have passed, and this is where we start. What would you want to do?
I immediately run to Morgan.
I try
And
to
just-
swim to the edge.
No problem.
Garrus is gonna cough up some water for a bit, glance around to see if anybody's watching, and then briefly cast a light spell to see if he can't get a better view of his surroundings.
You can go ahead and talk, Sarah.
No, I just ensure I do everything in my power to just ensure that he is okay. How are you looking?
Little water in the lungs, but I'll be okay.
Are you alright?
I look up, seeing the light spell, and seeing that I may as well assist. I also cast a light spell on my own hand, but I also add a silent image to make it look like I'm holding a torch.
Now, should have known that it would have been too fortunate, I suppose, for you to drown in that accident. How are you?
It must have been fate.
That's
Who was
dumb
that
luck. One or the other.
Hi. Who was... I guess our caravan leader was more than we thought. They seem to have known each other.
For now, I don't think it concerns us too much. The question is getting out of this fog.
Yes, yes.
As you're standing upon this beach, and after the initial shock of being alive, almost, you start looking around to your surroundings, and you see palm trees, maybe 35, 40 foot, most of them. You can probably see in the shadows some larger than that. The curve to whatever, what do we call it, the beach, I suppose, continues up around, and it seems to continue out of your vision, especially now with it start. It's not night dark. It's just very gloomy, and that's why, like, even without torch, you would still have some vision. I would like you all to roll me a perception as you're standing here and talking.
My favorite role.
Yes, the one that everyone always rolls. Please.
Sorry,
do
that
not-
was 2G.
Yes. So, you can continue talk. I'm gonna.
Well, it's getting dark. We should probably set up camp. See if we can find any other survivors before there's no light at all.
You too.
Did
Are
anyone
we
get a
going to
good
have
look?
to deck it out, or are we going to be good chums for now? Garrus steps forward to the two others that seem to be resting on the beach as well.
Navin follows behind.
Did you get a good look at that amulet that he took?
Not particularly. Seemed to be some sort of box. Why? Do you know something about it?
Just wanted to know what it was. Why it was worth his life.
Sarah, I sent you something.
Yeah.
Just
Michael,
I start. I at first when you guys approach, I am very protective towards you, Morgan, and just like trying to make sure that you're okay. But after a while, I start looking at up north, and I just there's something up there.
What did you see?
I just hear that somebody's there. There's somebody screaming up there.
You guys have not heard any screaming. However, as he pointed out, there might be something that you can hear above the crash of the waves, but it's very uncertain. And I think as Garrett would step up here towards the others, you would also kick, like, in the sand, almost getting your foot skewered. You would trample upon a dagger that is laying in the sand, like half submerged.
This
God
dagger
damn.
looked familiar to me.
It looks like a pretty normal dagger. As you look around, it probably was the possession of one of the two dead caravan guards that you see, or not even caravan guards, they would just be like merchants that would travel with you. You do see as well upon one of them there is a backpack with a bedroll strapped to it.
Garrus is going to glance around briefly to see if there's any waterlogged books in the area.
Any what?
Waterlogged books. Sorry.
No, there would be no books.
maybe he wants to check out the person to the northeast, like who's on the coast, to make sure that he's not just unconscious.
Sure, you can roll me a medicine. As you check for his pulse, you feel something underneath things.
I try to stabilize him as best as I can, try to get out his water. I surely wouldn't know to do it.
Yep.
How we do
so you
today,
kind of
but
start you've probably seen healers and such from your clan doing things, and as you start pressing on his chest, trying to get his head in the right place, you stop as you see his cheeks are moving a little bit, and his mouth just opens up, and you see these scaly legs come out as a crab crawls out of his mouth and
back
down
off,
onto the sand.
Rest easy. And I get up and move back to the group.
I'd like to move in the direction that the Cohen heard the screaming.
Yep. There seems to be a rise as you're looking north, and I think even as you properly look north, you would see ahead of this rise there would be some light. It's harder now with your own light, but it definitely looks to be brighter on the other side of this rise.
Well then, should we investigate?
I guess we will be stronger in a number at least. No use having two different groups.
We don't know if they're necessarily friendly or not. Maybe we
True.
should kill the lights for now.
Yep, there is enough vision to see. If you do want to do that.
I
Alright.
want to start sneaking,
Yep.
like if we're trying to be, and if we're trying to be like stealthy, sort of.
Garrus will dissipate his light spell.
as well.
Morgan? Okay.
I follow Morgan, but after a while, I just like say to him very quietly, "Do you want me to go up ahead and look? I can do that if you."
You can stay with me if you like, or you could do that.
A choice is presented to the person who does not make choices.
Yes, I just stay along you. I just stay next to you.
At this point, the rise starts to become like it's still grass growing, but it's almost like you have to crawl on your four to like move up. It's a very steep rise at this point. And as you crest, you would actually have a rather weird scene in front of you. And Tim is going to just take a moment. You can move up to where you see the edge. That is about as far as you will be able to go before shit happens.
Probably using the trees as much as cover as we can.
Yeah. So as you get to about this point, what you see down below is just pure mayhem. So you have the front of one of the vessels. You do not know which one. You would assume that it might be the merchant boat. You see slowly bobbing in the waves out in the sea. You see a small raft. As there is within from this perched place, you do see a person who seemed to be dead, holding like a torch over the side, like, and it's as the waves come in, the light flickers a little bit as the water kind of like tries to extinguish the light. You see the large man who had taken the pendant or the necklace standing here, and is currently holding said chain and like wooden box in one hand, and holding a cutlass in the other hand, like just widely swinging. This one should be here. You see atop of the little rise, a cliff. You see a mage, and you see a guard with what's it called? A bow and arrow standing. I don't know why their names are being chosen, but in front of them you do see an additional two guards. But that isn't the weird part. What is weird is what is assaulting these people. You see a giant spider. You see something that is looking like an ant, just like 10 times larger. Mandibles just fluttering about. You see the hard Scythian scale, I believe. Or is it just Scythian? Or Kithin, maybe? The scale.
Chitin.
Yeah.
Chitin, that's the word. Good. God, I hate not knowing English sometimes. Upon said ant-looking creature, a regular ape is literally riding it. You do see the largest of these creatures, which might also be the scariest looking one, is this one. It is a large wooden humanoid shape. It seems to be very autonomous in its movements, as if though it's not alive, but still somehow is moving forward. Then you have a weird purplish creature standing next to this man, and some of you are very battle-hardened. Some of you have seen like monsters and beasts fighting before, and others have read about it. Never have you ever heard of or seen anything like this. This assortment of creatures and monsters should not be fighting together, but yet they are. So as you are standing here atop this hill, you see how this large golem walks forward to the pirate captain and raises its fist, which is twice the size of his head, and just splat. You hear the crunch of his neck as his head gets pushed into his torso. It then just slowly turns around and starts lumbering back westward into the forest. As it does, you see how the ape jumps off and runs up to grab the pendant. Is there anything that you guys would do, or are you standing here and just
what is
what
the
happened?
distance between me and the ape?
You can measure, I believe it might be like 80 foot. It's not even that, 50 foot.
Okay, hold on, let me check the range on something real quick.
I do want to make it like the idea that I had before, that you guys do have a spell focus. I think that it's easier just to say that. However, one of you is missing your books there.
Yeah.
Let's just give Morgan a second and see what it is.
Actually, I think I have an idea. It might. Oh. Can I see the amulet from here?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna do. Yes, yes, you do.
All right. In that case, I'm going to, while hiding within the undergrowth.
Before you do anything, I just want to make sure, because since Morgan has an idea first, do you have an idea that you want to do first, Morgan?
My idea was to use silent image to make the amulet suddenly appear as like a very large spider or something.
Okay. I mean, we can always combine both of these. I think that let's to make this easy, then let us roll initiative and see where we will be starting. As Tim brings up all of his blood most. Let's just double check what you guys can see and not. Oh no, and now these probably dead they. It's always good to start a combat or a campaign with combat to get to know the characters, and then you die.
That's why I'm freaking out, chat. Because I know that this guy's serious when he says this shit.
Death in a game called TPK? No, never. That makes no sense.
Heard of.
We are going to live forever.
There might be a reason why my game's called Tales of TPK. So I would say that this kind of makes perfect sense. The ape has had its turn, so we'll go over to Morgan as you then turn said amulet into looking like a spider, correct? Okay.
Sorry, why do I not have a turn?
Because you didn't click the token, like a
Oh,
play.
I have to do that first.
Yes.
Oh,
Did
okay,
you
You
sorry.
have to select the
roll
token
eight?
for the initiative to adhere.
Excellent.
Does Garrus notice that this seems to be some sort of illusionary magic?
Somewhat.
Some sort of illusionary magic?
I think that you hear him cast the spell because it's a vocal and somatic spell, right? So I do believe you both hear and see him cast this. And since you are also looking at what is going on, and with you not being the intelligence of an ape, I think that you can kind of ascertain what is going on. So action, you turn this into looking like a spider, and then what do you want to do more? What do you want to do more? Movements, bonus action?
Oh, I don't think I have any available bonus actions.
Okay.
But what I will do is move up to this space.
At this point, I think that from here, you would see it is about a 15-foot drop down into the sand. So it is a decent bit down, unfortunately. The weird purple creature is going to move, kind of climbing up atop of this shipwreck. And then you see as it kind of moves its mandibles, and you see being created within these mandibles, like from your perch position, a web very quickly, just being like created as it spits the web towards the magic user upon the cliff. And you see how this purplish, sticky web hits him in the face, and he just goes to try and pull it off, but like super glue, his hand is now stuck to his face, and he tries to, pull his hand away, but gets thumb stuck, and he's just standing here with both hands on his face, just trying to get it off as we are going to Garrus's turn.
All right. Does Garrus notice what the ape has done with the amulet at this point?
The ape has not done anything. The ape is like in the motion to grab it. It's just about to grab it.
All right. In that case, I am going to stare at the amulet, sigh to myself, use my one good hand, flick, and have the amulet suddenly speed off to the coast in this direction, about 90 feet by casting catapult.
Here, like out into the ocean.
Past here, where the map goes. Yeah, basically. Just right against the coast.
So on land?
Sorry, like, I need to know, because like as you know, like land is this way behind you, and this way would be out like into just the ocean.
Right. I'm hoping to basically put it right against the coast where the waves will keep it in a local area.
Okay, cool. Then I understand. So you're trying to get it like up, and then okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I would like you to roll me a spell check for that. So just roll me your intelligence check.
Plus my proficiency. I'll just make the
No, just without proficiency, just an intelligence check. It's just to see if you fuck it extremely badly.
Don't fuck it extremely badly, please.
5?
Damn it.
I mean, yeah. So I will just...
You, what I can cast as a reaction.
Could you roll me a perception on top of that, please?
Me?
Yes.
Oh,
You are the one
boy.
trying to keep a focus on this. So
Oh boy. My favorite skill.
nice. You
Oh.
managed to follow it. You flick it, and like it does something weird, as if though like your damaged arm like almost gets in the motion. So it starts like perfect speed off. I'm well aware that this isn't the spell, but it starts like speeding off this direction, and then just does a U-turn and slams against the cliff here and lands on the beach underneath you.
Oh, God damn it.
Okay,
All right.
movement.
Let me see. Everyone is now looking in that direction, I suppose.
Yes.
Do they see me?
Oh no, sorry. The monsters, you mean?
Yeah, from what I
No,
can see.
no. Only the ape is currently just very confused looking this way. The other ones seem to be very content of killing and eating these things.
All right. 5, 10. Let me think. I assume I can get down to this point and pick up the amulet fairly easily.
You could always jump. You'll take a bit of damage, but I mean, you've lost an arm already, so what's the leg?
Yeah, let me think. God damn it. Alright, I don't have any actions left, so yeah, from looking at the side of this cliff, I'll move up to here,
Yep.
see if there's anywhere I can disappear into cover real quick. Just to
You
try
can
and-
basically just lay flat on your stomach and they can't see you because it's a very steep rise. So you can go
Alright.
prone there. Cool. Now then.
I sort of look where Garrus jumped down. I
He's not down yet. He's still on the top.
Okay.
It's
He's still-
down
he's-
here on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to
Yes.
drag things
Yeah.
out. Alright,
So I sort
cool.
of like, take up a position like close by and like, should we get the amulet and go, or save those two? And I point to the people fighting over there.
I mean, I would really like a spell book, to be honest with you, but the more people that we have, the better chance we have to figure out what the hell's going on. Let's grab the amulet for now. At the very least, maybe we can lead them away.
Is it even clear if they're allies?
You see that as you ask that question, these all seem to be the pirates.
I'll take out my weapon. Like I reach for my weapons because I haven't even checked if I have them on me. Like
Yep.
reach for
There
it.
is one weapon
Oh.
that you have still, which is
Yeah.
your warhammer.
Yeah. So I sort of like I go for the check and then like okay, well I have something, so I pull up my warhammer and I just any hostile creature that approaches, I'll flag
Okay.
it. But
Still
that's
being
not
at top of the cliff, the
Yes.
rise, or do you want to go? Okay, still at top.
Nope.
Okay.
I am.
You see this weird-looking ant-like creature as it moves up and just attempts, at least, to devour said guy in front of you. And you see as it like barely hits the pirate, as the acid just runs out and just melts his face.
Yeah,
Kevin.
no, we're leaving.
It's your turn, Kevin.
Okay, yeah, that's basically my reaction. No, not really, but I just slump down and just make myself as small as possible, and I just don't
Okay.
wanna. So, but also, I look to Morgan and the book. Does he have it on him? Do I know that he has it on him?
Oh yeah, you feel that he does it.
Okay, so, and it doesn't feel like the thing before. Okay, this is super weird, but yeah, I'll just stealth. That's what I'll do.
Okay, go on. Roll the stuff.
Yes.
You see the large spider kind of move up, try to reach down and bite the pirate, but
I
with
look away.
ease, it just dodged out of the way. And now you see it's his turn for these, and to retaliate, the pirate slashes twice, actually hitting both times into the spider, and doing quite a bit of damage. The mage is standing here with just face web and attempts to get out, but you see his hands are just like trying. And you spellcasters, you see like this moment where he's like, should I cast something fiery to burn my face and get the web off? But then he's like, nah, and just starts trying to pull, but it doesn't really work too good. The archer behind him, or next to him, attempts to fire off towards this pancake and misses completely. Then in from the shadows, I am going to have to... Do you guys see how this humanoid-looking ghast, basically, is moving towards the ambulance, actually? It seems to have noticed that something was flung and is moving in that way. The ape, however, has no idea what is going on. Is just standing and kind of scratching his head. And we're back to Morgan.
Boy,
Okay, so a lot of things just happened.
Yep.
is it alright if I speak to Morgan in character?
You have already spoken with
Fair enough.
Navin during your turn, so wait.
Okay, so why is my ruler not? There we go. So that's 45. The range on that is
Oh.
60. I am going to fling an ice knife at
Nice.
this guy.
Ghast, right?
Why is it not pinging?
I don't know. It's weird. If you
There we go.
hold... Yeah.
The ghast.
Okay, the
I'm going to
ghast.
fling
Cool.
an ice knife at the ghast.
So roll the attack first, and then I'll roll the save. And 9, unfortunately, does not hit. However, they both still need to make the save. Let's see. Why is that open? Well, as you see, that is a complete and utter failure. And... Okay, so you see how the ghast kind of sees this dagger coming. It ducks down, and then probably hears the blistering ice as the knife starts to crack. Turns around, tries to dodge out of the way, but is still hit in the blast. And the ape just is sitting like, and it almost takes down the ape immediately.
Crippling frostbite.
Crippling frostbite. That was a good roll. Bonus action movements.
I can do that as a bonus action, right? Sorry, it's been a while since I've reviewed spell economy.
Since you've cast a spell at first level or higher, you can currently not cast a second spell.
Unless it's a cantrip, it's a bonus
Unless
action.
it's a cantrip, and there are no cantrips to my knowledge that are bonus actions.
What about healing word or
That's his
fireball?
first level
That's
spell.
a cantrip.
The ice knife.
Ice
hit?
Knife is also an action.
It is.
All right.
As my bonus action, or just talking is a free action.
Yes, you
I'm
can
going
use that
to,
6 sections.
Ask Cohen to get up and try to say just to keep them away from the amulet and the body, so we can examine it later.
Who?
Can you please help? I want to be able to investigate that body.
Okay. What body?
The one that just died from the thing with the sword.
Okay.
In her defense, there are a lot of bodies.
There are.
Okay, but like the one I'm pointing at.
Okay, yeah, just so
The body
I
of
know.
the pirate captain.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Garrus.
All right, so this is going to be a bit of a question. How much water? First off, how far down is the amulet?
15 foot.
15?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a real shame. All right, then at this point, seeing as how it looks like combat is going to be breaking,
You can slide down these cliffs at half movement if you want to take a safe route rather than jumping.
but that would put me out in the open, right?
Yes, very much so.
I could just catapult it again.
You could.
I think I'll just catapult it again. As best as I can to get it as far away from whatever this is as possible.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, it seems to be only one thing that's kind of moving towards it. So,
Alright. I'm just going to catapult it straight behind me. Yeah, it's going to go pretty far in the air. I'm guessing to have to clear that 15-foot gap, but get as much distance on it.
yeah, sure. Again, just roll me a spell check, please. The DC is very low. Yeah. So, with ease this time, after kind of getting used to it, you just do the flick with your hand. The knife just goes up into the air, and then the amulet just goes up into the air, and then you hear like maybe 15 foot or so behind you as something clunks down.
I'm going to move 15 feet to go and grab it.
Yes. Remember that you are prone at the moment since you lay prone last round.
Fair enough.
So you
Grab
can
it.
stand up and grab it, and then that's about it with the movements.
And I think that's everything I can
Yep.
do. I'm going to turn to the party. Let's go.
Navin.
Yeah, I start leading the way away.
Okay, so you are trying to disengage at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, Pancake. Since it's still two of you that see, you see how the Ancake moves up upon said magician, and somehow still, even though the magician is struggling with getting out of the web, absolutely horribly misses as we go to Cohen.
Okay, so just to make clear,
As
the
I see
amulet-
them running,
Yeah, the amulet
away,
is
I'm going
with
to
us.
amend
Yes.
my.
Okay, cool.
statement.
Okay, good. Then in that case, I'll just move away a little bit.
Yep.
Try to do it sneakily and just wait for Morgan to
Yep.
run. So
Okay. Okay, you hear, well, the only person that's still up sees how one of the other pirates gets eaten. Why can't I speak English today? By the spider. Takes with actions.
Ate
Then ate it. I doubt it. It hit it. I think at this point, let's see, you hear just the mage, help! Help me, please! Please! People! I heard you back there! Help! And the archer, at this point, drops the bow, pulls out a dagger, and just stabs it in between the chitin's on the pancake, which takes a tiny bit of damage. And then we'll go to the ape, who at this point is just looking extremely confused and wondering what the fuck is going on.
Ape is confused.
Yeah, ape is very confused. Like, he gets hit by spells that he doesn't see. Morgan, you hear this man cry out for help. You see that he's very clearly a pirate. I'm not certain where your heart lay.
Neither am I. I am going to cast... I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force on the giant ant thing to make it appear as if the disabled mage is currently on fire.
Ooh.
Let me just...
Yeah, with a -1 intelligence check or save, I think that you definitely fool it with this. Movements, bonus action.
And because it's within 5 feet, it would take 1d6 damage,
On its
1d6
turn.
psychic damage.
I'm pretty certain.
Each round on your turn, it says.
On your turn, it says. Yeah, cool. Go roll the damage. 5 or more. Come on, you can do it. Whittle them down.
Come on,
2.
no.
Morgan standing there. Just double check.
And
his-
the archer wouldn't be affected because it only affects the creature I target with it. It's the only one that can see the fire.
There is no fire. I need to just double check a thing. I'm just moving your character sheet. Cool. Garrus.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Start making my way to the coastline as best as I can.
Okay. It's hard to
And
run
with
when-
my action, I'm gonna try and bring up some water with shape water. How deep is it, first off?
I mean, deep. It's another, like, from here it would be like 5 foot or so down to the water surface.
Right, I'm going to use shape water to bring up some water to help facilitate an escape.
Okay. Now that
That's
Yep. I move a bit over here and like look over my shoulder at what it's doing, and then I just have the weapon looking through the darkness to see if there's anything coming towards us.
roll me a perception. Nice. You do see something climb up above the edge here somewhere.
Can I give a faint whistle?
Sure.
Yeah. And then like I give a faint whistle and then
Yep.
sort of point towards it.
Okay. This is gonna do things, and then we're gonna go to Cohen.
Yeah, I'm freaking out, so I'm moving just this way and just kind of waiting for Morgan to move.
Yep.
So yeah.
And at this point, is Morgan looking at the battle scene, or is he looking backwards as if that he's going away?
Currently, I'm still looking at the battle and looking like I'm intending to help as long as I feasibly can, especially considering I'm at an advantageous position and they're basically helpless.
Yep. You see that the guest is kind of moving over to where he saw the amulet get flung the first time. Then it seems to kind of stop there. The ape is still confused.
I would be too.
Yeah.
You walk over, you pick up a shiny rock, and suddenly it turns into a spider. You
Yep.
walk 90 feet into the air, and a giant ice bomb explodes right at
Digging
your
through the sand, like where did it go?
Morgan, you can roll me a d6 for the anking. It seems to still be attacking the target.
Okay, so
9
Nice.
damage. So far, we have 100% damage done by our dear Morgan.
yeah.
Would I be able to speak to Morgan? Mr. Noble?
Yes.
Morgan. Or not Morgan. Oi, Moody Wizard dude. if you can, get an illusion up for that gas to take the stone.
Say again? Your
If you
mic cut out for
can.
a second.
If you can, make an illusion so that gas can think he has the box or whatever it is.
I have to drop the flames.
Good call. Flames? What flames? Regardless, make the call.
Right.
Morgan 1, 2, Cohen 3, 4, and Navin 5, 6. Okay, that is good because that is the person that is actually aware. Out of the darkness comes this weird-looking purple pinkish creature. Is going to spit a web at you, or is it? No, I think that it's angry, so it's going to move up to you, and you see its claws just try to drive into you, and you take a whopping 14 points of damage from these claws.
Is it 1-4 or 4-0?
1-4.
1-4.
So
Just
not
make sure.
14.
Yeah, just make sure.
No, you're dead. One attack on this thing. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
never gonna zoom.
I hear Navin.
Wait, did I just get skipped? I didn't actually take an action. I just responded. I thought
Oh,
talking was a
sorry.
reaction.
Fuck me. Of course you did. Go ahead. Sorry. This happens. Now
I was
you
going to
can
ask, does a mage... Could I use a mage hand to pull it out, or pull it out of its grasp, or does it just not have enough force? 'Cause
So
it's about 10
the amulet
pounds.
is currently not down there.
Garrus has it.
The amulet has been shoved out of the way, and Garrus
right,
has the
I
amulet.
forgot about that. So instead, I'm just going to fling an Eldritch Blast at it.
Go for it. Or at the moment it's.
Okay, if that would actually cool.
An 11 does just miss, as it instead just into the ground underneath it. Sand just splats out of the way. You then hear Navin make a bit of a grunt, and as you turn around, you can just barely make out that Navin and something else is in close quarters.
I'm going to use my movement to back away from the cliff just slightly, and also to get a better view, because these trees are not doing good things for my tactical awareness.
They are blocking a lot of your sights. Okay.
Yeah.
Navin.
I think you skipped Garrus.
Did I get skipped?
And now I
Yeah.
skipped Joel because
It's okay.
let me. There we go. Garrus.
Garrus takes a breath as all of a sudden he feels like an entire round has passed before his eyes. He's going to curse mildly to himself on hearing something attacking Navin.
Yep.
Try to move in to where he last remembered Navin was to get a sight. Curse again. Why can't people just run away from the crazy monsters with acid-spitting breath? Try to remember where the dagger was that he stabbed his toe in earlier. Cast Catapult and fling it at the other character.
I believe catapult needs to be something that you see, right?
I believe so too, yeah. I'm not sure if it's in range.
And you can't see the dagger if you left it, anyways.
Oh,
Or did you take it?
It just says choose one object within range that isn't being carried. Doesn't look like there's a sight requirement.
Yeah, and I mean, so then choose an object. You know that there is a knife in that vicinity, or should be, unless somebody's picked it up. So it's more of a question of if you've picked it up or if somebody else has moved it then. So if you want to gamble the spell with that, then that's fine.
Do I see any coconuts or anything else I could...
Coconuts, yes. Yes, absolutely.
I'm flinging a coconut at them. I need a die.
Yes. You can roll me 3d8s. Nice. You hear just the rustling of the leaf, just like, and then zoom, splat, and this just hollow noise, just boom, as the Ether cap just takes a coconut in his head, and it's just looking around, easily as confused as the ape, just wondering what the fuck just happened.
Oh, please, come on, let's go already! And make my way back out of range to the best point that I can see.
Navin.
Just prepare to jump off.
Yeah, I grab the hammer with both my hands and say, "Time to repay the debt!" Try to smack him.
Nice. Good hit.
Oh, that's so cool.
Smacks him in the face, so he goes from getting hit in the head to being hit in the face, and now it's just fully focused on you with these like 2 large bolts growing on his head.
Yeah, and that's gonna be my turn.
Yeah. Cohen.
Yeah, I'll cast Guiding Bolt on it.
Nice.
And I haven't updated
How
it,
am I
so...
rolling this bad? So
Huh?
you haven't...
Yeah, I haven't updated the spell,
Oh,
so
that's
I can't press on
You
it.
can
but-
manually roll it.
Yeah, it's just
D20 plus...
3.
No, you're proficient in it, so plus 5.
Oh, so +5. Yeah, so...
Yep.
Oh. Yeah.
I can... Yeah, go ahead and roll me 46
Oh.
for the damage.
And all attacks against it have advantage now
1.
until your next turn.
The next attack. I believe. Is it not?
Yeah, I think it's only one
Yeah,
attack.
the next attack.
Yeah,
Next-
the next
Despite vicious
attack
mockery
roll
or
made
one,
against
guiding
it.
bolt is all.
No, guiding bolt is 1.
Yeah, Guiding Bolts is 1, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
and the next attack roll made against this creature or target.
I'm
So-
thinking of something different.
Yeah, Fairy Fire is probably what you're thinking.
Very
So-
fine, that's it.
You conjure this just pure bolt of radiant energy, almost confused yourself as this is happening. You shoot it out, it hits this purplish creature, and you see it like it is looking fucked at this point. Any movement that you want to do?
No.
Oh, you sure? Maybe something sneaky is gonna come and hit you in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm fine.
This...
By the way, GM, nice touch actually, like assigning lighting to Guiding
Yeah,
Bolt.
of course.
That's pretty cool.
That's a shit
Oh,
roll.
yeah.
Morgan, you hear something scrambling up the cliffs to the west of you. And then it's your turn. See. Oh, 8 gets to do something. Cool. You see this white-looking humanoid that is not alive coming up the cliffs. Morgan?
I am going to. I can't see it anymore, but
Yes.
the
it's still
phantom thing is still up. Do I roll damage for that? Is it still
Yes.
attacking?
Yes. It is still within 5 foot.
Nice.
Nice! Good shit! Holy fuck. This is the best kind of kiting. Just like, puts a dot and then run away. Never seen that being used before in D&D. Playing a proper warlock.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
yeah.
for my action, I am going to sidestep a little bit, so I'm
Mhm.
not accidentally hitting Cohen, and fleeing an Eldritch Blast at the Ettercap.
Okay, nice. I do like the movements out of the way. Let's see. Swoosh. That actually hits, and you.
Nice.
I
Oh,
would
it would be with advantage. So I actually have a chance to
Yeah.
crit if I actually roll good.
What color is your Eldritch Blast, by the way?
I am going to say, do you know what Vanta Black looks like?
Yes.
That.
Nice.
Darker than a color that
Yeah.
actually exists.
So you just hit this thing. The fourth hit it gets on its skull just obliterates it. The purple greenish goo blood just splat into Navin's face, just raining down. And I mean, you've been in a lot of battles and you're used to have, but this smells bad. You get it in your mouth, tastes bad. Movement and bonus action if you so wish.
I still don't think I have any bonus actions I can actually take.
Okay.
So what I am going to do is back away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
You
Move
move 5 as
about
well, so you have 25
here.
left.
So
Yep.
here. So I can still see what's happening over there because I'm super interested in that. But
Yep.
also not right next to whatever that thing is.
Yes. Okay, Navin, you with a
No,
similar
I
perception.
think you skipped Garrus.
Yeah, I did skip Garrus again. I mean, Garrus he's looking to jump into the water. We don't need to know what's going on with Garrus. He's just standing there. Should I jump into
Fascinated
the
by the
water?
waves.
Should I do something else? Okay, Garrus.
All right. I am once again going to suddenly feel a burst of time as I am shunted backwards back to where my round is. I'm going to move up closer to this point here, ready a firebolt. And
What is your
hold on.
passive perception? It would be 13?
My passive
No,
perception
9.
is shit. That's the
Oh.
answer. Yeah.
Cool. So you don't see shit. You ready in action to shoot? What direction? 90 degrees is what you have to work with.
I heard a noise coming from this direction,
Mhm.
so I will
Cool.
aim in that direction.
I think. Taken a few bit of hits. Still hasn't killed. Still very stupid.
I think I got skipped.
I mean, I know what it's going to do. Ah, there we go. So as you, Morgan, step around the corner to kind of watch what's going on, you turn your face just as you see this anchor lowering its head and mouth around the head of the mage and just... And the mage is dead.
At least he's not screaming anymore.
No, he's not a chicken, so he doesn't make sounds after he dies.
Okay.
Cover.
I don't see anything nearby. No.
I think you should feel just rally, right?
Well, I
yeah, you
did
do-
when
you do see
Morgan
it
was
clear.
standing there.
You see here a shape having came up.
Okay, yeah. Then I will definitely want to attack that thing because I am kind of terrified. So I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt again.
Right. Roll me an attack.
Does it work?
Nice. So you just completely fling these things around as if though you've done this your entire life and you've done nothing else. As you hit this ghast, it also starts to just shine with the radiant light, and it's not looking too good
Can I take my attack of opportunity? Can I take my attack?
because you did say when you see. So yes.
All right.
I will, however, want to move.
Yep. Go ahead and move. You have the 30 foot.
There.
That's a 13 to hit for 6.
Yeah, that's what you needed. Lucky bastard.
Woo!
Right. So as this bolt suddenly lights up, I take aim, and a brief spark of fire streaks out from my fingertips and strikes the ghast.
And as it hits, I'm not certain what's more scarier, just to have it in the dark or to see like this gas just like kind of roll over like forward and you start running.
Oh, God.
This long tongue just like slapping from side to side after Cohen as it leaps in to get a nice bite on you. You feel as these teeth just takes a big chunk of your shoulder area and you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Before that happened, wouldn't
yeah.
he get a melee attack of opportunity for unarmed damage?
Right?
What? Isn't they?
Has he moved within threat range?
Threat range is all out. There is no
Right.
in threat range 5th edition.
Right. Yeah, okay.
It's Pathfinder, which I do enjoy the rules. Let me just double check this.
I mean, it hurts,
Oh,
but I'm
goody!
not.
The GM is measuring things.
Yeah. Start panicking.
We are totally not about to be fireballed right now.
Is that 100
rock-
skeletons I see over
A
there?
rock lands like here and just kind of rolls in. Morgan, it is your turn. You see how Cohen gets a big chunk of him kind of removed.
You mean Cohen?
Yes.
But I can take it. I've had worse.
How much damage was that again? I missed the number.
So if you look on the... no, you haven't taken, but Cohen took the damage. But what I said is
How
you
much
see
damage
it.
did he take?
So what I mean is, like, you see on the tokens, you have different tints. The redder it is,
Oh, I see.
the more
Oh.
damaged they are. So the gas, for example, is bloodied and even possibly critical because it's very red.
So first of all, it's still within 5 feet of the illusion, so it's going to take 2 psychic damage.
Nice.
So I am going to step here for a better line of sight and hit the ghast with another Eldritch Blast.
Venta Blast.
And it did get hit by another guiding bolt, so I would make this with advantage.
Garrus used it already with his reaction.
Right. Reactions. Nice.
Yes, how much
Don't need
HP
no
it have?
advantage.
Yeah.
So this
11.
ghast runs up, and as a reaction to protect your, I don't know if friend is the right word for it, acquaintance, friend, just like reaction step, pew, you splat again, and this time Cohen is the one that gets drenched with old dried human blood. That's.
I can prestidigitate.
Do you want to do any more movement?
I don't think so. I'm good with where I currently am.
Garrus.
Morgan, right? Oh, no, it's me. Okay.
This time I didn't skip anyone.
Garrus takes a deep breath as suddenly the landscape of time and nature is not warped around him. Where's the party at right now? In terms of, do we want to stay? Do we want to...
You can ask them in character.
So, are we running? Are we staying to fight the monster with acid breath and the giant spider? What's the plan? Some of us
We're
are getting
staying.
pretty
I
good.
want to investigate those bodies.
We can investigate the bodies later. We can't investigate them if they're dead. If we're dead.
Yeah.
Did you see how coordinated those things were? They're not going to be there for long.
Well, the reason to stay or to leave.
Yes, I tend to agree, and yet I suspect you're going to be stubborn about this. I'll move 15 feet up onto the cliffside. Are the Onkeg and the multi-legged freak of natures the only things that I can see at the
This
moment?
is the only thing that you can see at the moment that you see on the map.
By the way, was there anything odd with that rock that fell at my feet that I noticed?
It definitely didn't just fall. It was definitely thrown.
By something that's coming in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes out to the west. There might be something over there. I'll stand up on this cliffside. What to do? I'll try to save the copy of the guard by casting Firebolt.
Okay.
13 to hit for 4 damage. Not sure.
You
if that
see
hits.
how it just hits the chitin and just bounces off without any damage done, unfortunately.
That's
Lavender.
better.
I'll run up, sort of jump past the ghast,
Mhm.
try to get behind the tree. I don't know if I can stand in there or if I have to go to the right side of it. But sort of using it as cover, but then just looking and like trying to see if there's anything else out there in the darkness.
Okay, sure, you can give me another perception.
Yeah.
You see movement in the palms directly to your west.
Do I see how many figures or just? It's hard
Just
to tell,
one
I guess.
figure. That's what you can see at least.
And I sort of like whisper to back, one figure, moving closer. And I sort of like point. And that's better.
Yep. The Ankek is attempting to kill this guard again. Oh, guard. Pirate. And
The
manages...
fire on the body is still going, right? Clear, huh?
Yes, it is, but it is at Martin's. So, like, at this point, it has just been very focused on killing things. Like, yes, it's hurting, but... Correct.
Yeah. I don't. I can't read it here. So, how much is of an action is bardic inspiration? If I give it to.
Bonus action.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Anyway, I'll give you some inspiration, guy to my right next to me.
Yeah.
So I just yeah, you got it, and
So like reaffirming, not
I'm
like.
not certain I'm going to count that as an inspiration.
God damn it.
You got it? And a question mark at the end? That's like a minus inspiration, if anything.
Well, you know.
I believe in you.
Question mark.
No, okay, yeah, at first I just say that, and then I'm like, I noticed that doesn't work, and then after a while, I'm like, you got it, yeah, and I point in that direction.
That was oddly inspiring.
Do I see anything? I want to
You see
check.
what it is that you see on the map?
Okay, yeah, but, okay, so I just look to this guy next to me and just, did you see anything up there? What?
I try to point it out, like, like where it's moving, like where I last saw it. Yeah. Somewhere
Okay.
there.
Yep. And I'll just, yeah, step forward, I guess. Yep. That's
Okay.
my turn.
In the mind of this beast, it is going to move.
I would say I'm the
Why
best
is
guard
everything
ever.
coming over?
That is completely fine, Jay. You can just change it now.
Cool, thank you.
Cohen, you can make me an unarmed attack of opportunity,
Oh, yay.
which is basically a strength check. So
Yeah, okay, so just, okay, there we go.
you just kind of try to hit this ape as it's running,
Yeah.
miss it, and both Navin and Cohen notice that this thing is just beelining for Garrus. As it comes, it jumps and tries to grab a hold of the chain in your hand, but it can't. Morgan.
I want you to know before we kill you that this was all his idea, and he's going to gesture toward.
Okay.
So, first, it's still within range of the thing, so slash.
Unfortunately, yes. Ah,
Yes!
6 damage. Nice. Well done. The ant-looking creature is looking very fucked up at this point.
And I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on it. So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Garrus is looking to you for help right now.
You can roll me the d12. So how you can set that up later is make the attack, have it to set the DC, left box like damage 1,
Oh, come on.
d8, and then right box is a d12.
That's what I was going to do.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely not effective.
It works a little bit.
A little bit, yes. Is that your turn?
I am going to... Forget how... Yeah, that's going to end my turn.
Okay, Garrus.
The hell
Alright,
action
I'm
item.
gonna try and take the amulet away and get some distance from this ape
Yep.
with
So
my one good arm.
it didn't actually take it. It was lunging for it, so you still have it. You can decide if you want. You can take a 5-foot step, which is moving yourself, like taking the entire action round, moving away but not provoking an attack opportunity, and then you're able to freely cast spells. Or you could simply try to move and then take an attack of opportunity. Or if you have other tricks, of course.
I'll take the op attack, basically taking a step back here.
So are you going to move more after, or?
Probably, yes.
Okay, cool. I just
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Hey, it's
So wait,
gonna-
disengage is no longer an action.
It is, but so how it works is that you take the disengage action, you get half movement, or you take the 5-foot step, which is basically just consumes all your movement, but moves you out of threat range and does not allow attacks of opportunities. It's so
I'd
that
like-
spellcasters
I
can
would Yeah,
move.
reposition. Yeah.
Okay, so
I
you
would
take the
like-
5-foot step.
Yep.
Okay, so you take a 5-foot step. That means no attacks of opportunity, and then you.
Well,
still
no.
have your-
I would like to move after.
Okay. Yeah.
I would take the op attack.
Yes, so it's gonna try and slam you down with a fist, and you should reconsider. Could you take 9 points of damage as this ape just bitch slaps you across the face as you move away with the amulet, and yeah.
Ow. Okay. I am going to take a moment to steady myself, cast Firebolt at it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. If it hits.
It does, and
Alright, thank God.
I mean, that's a nice retaliation to kind of just have the ape slap you. You know, you step back and just shoot it back with fire as it just takes the damage and falls down into the ocean where the fire ends, and you just see this like half-burnt ape corpse just bobbing in the waves.
Ah, that stinks. And I think that will end my turn for now. I'm gonna try and get closer to Morgan to have a couple of meat shields nearby. Yeah.
Who's the meat shield here? Nobody.
All of you are the meat shield.
I move to sort of like go a bit closer to this stranger and look out to the west. But I'm basically holding my action on any other creature that comes close to me that is not the 3 people next to us. I'm just gonna hit it.
Yep, sure.
That's true.
Now, finally, the fucking ant steps away from the phantasmal force. Like, it hasn't even tried to understand what's going on. It's just moving. Cohen. You do see the spider that's about to climb up. Like, you probably see a leg or two, like, on the edge.
I do.
On its way up. Yeah.
Not okay. Okay. I'm gonna use. I didn't add it before the stream though, so sorry about that. Is it okay if I change my cantrip thunderclap with Word of Radiance instead?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna cast or do that against the spider thingy.
Yes.
Let's see.
Pass.
Yeah. So must succeed a Constitution. Yeah. Okay. They
Yep,
pass.
it very easily passes, and
Okay.
your magic is unfortunately not gonna work.
Makes
You want to do? Yeah. Movement? No.
Where do I see it?
I think you should be able to
yeah,
see
I
the
see
legs.
it. Okay. Yeah.
Haha.
Even though I really don't want to, I still do it. So I stand in front of the others.
Okay.
Yep. By the way, the music has stopped.
It has stopped for some
yeah.
reason.
Just so you know.
Did you loop it? Or
I'll just replay it. Maybe
Yeah.
that should work. Yeah. Okay. Sure. It ignores you. Moves up and is going to try to do a very, very sneaky thing.
I love sneaky things.
Since it moved
Spider kind of
within
moves up, like it gets a good look of Garrus. It just kind of angles its butt towards Garrus and just shoots out the web towards him.
Oh God.
And then as he gets restrained, the spider uses some of its movement, gets up here, and then just starts moving away with Garrus as it has taken Garrus prisoner.
I don't get a dex save, man!
Aha.
No, I make an attack, and if it hits you, you are immediately restrained.
Do I get to?
Both Morgan and Cohen gets an attack of opportunity
Okay, good.
with unarmed strikes, unless you have something else.
Whack.
Okay, so it has to be melee, correct?
Yes, and it can't be
Unless
stealth
you have
because you don't
Warcaster.
have Warcaster.
14.
Yeah?
Punching it.
How much is your strength? Modify it.
+2.
Yeah, so take some damage by punching it. Is Morgan going to attempt to punch it? Yeah, he is. And unfortunately, 12 does not make it. And, however, right after your turn,
Does breaking out of the restraint cost a
you don't know.
Is it a save?
You don't know.
Well, if it is a save, I'm going to cast guidance
Okay.
on Garrus.
Yeah.
And
Garrus.
while I'm going to,
is
I'm going to
ability
listen to the
checks.
whispers in the back of my head and give some tips on where to pull to break out easier.
Nice. So guidance is ability checks, I'm pretty certain, right? It's not saves. Usually, like, checks comes with athletics, with acrobatics, which are usually the way to break out of these things. But again, you can't know before it has happened.
Because generally saves are for avoiding things and checks are for ending ongoing things.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah,
So
usually. But that's also metagaming, so.
I'm just trying to determine whether or not
Yeah.
this spell would work in this situation, and I think it would.
Yeah, so then we'll find out as we go over to Garrus's turn, unless you have something else to do.
All right, breaking out.
Wait,
What would that?
with 2 seconds,
cost
right?
me?
Did you have anything else to do, Jay?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Garrus.
All right. If I use flame on the web, what would that entail?
You would start burning.
Yeah, I figured, and that would cost an action. Disengage.
I mean,
Restraint?
you are restrained. You have 0 speed at the moment, so even disengaging, your speed is 0. You can't do shit. So either break free or enjoy the ride.
And an attack would be a disadvantage, right?
Yes.
I'll try and break free then.
Okay, roll me a strength check with an addition of 1d4 from guidance.
Come
Oh
on.
boy. I don't think it matters, but
Roll a
okay,
4.
it's 9.
9. You are still stuck.
I figured as much. All right, I'm guessing that's my turn.
Okay, so you guys see him trying to struggle and try and get out, and this might be the last chance to do something. Navin.
Yeah. Navin sees Garrus being sort of drug away, so he puts his fist together and activates one of his abilities and starts sort of expanding and growing in size until he is a large creature and runs and sort of tries just to grab onto Garrus and physically pull him off.
Yeah, you can make me a strength check.
And I
Giving
should
you the
have,
guidance.
You
I
can
think
give
I
me an
have-
athletics. That's
yeah, so I have advantage on that because of this feature.
Nice. I will roll as
Yeah.
well. It will be an approach roll. So go ahead. 25. No. You take this cocooned Garrus away from the spider and
Yeah.
just like tries to get it out. And yeah, I mean, as a large creature, you are easily moving him and maneuvering him.
Yeah.
You would have the movement to kind of turn around and toss the cocoon
Yeah, or
away.
just not toss, just sort of gently put on the
Yeah,
ground.
Sure,
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
Oh
Put
my
him
God.
gently down. Be that
Yeah.
person. Just toss him into the
Put him on a
ocean.
tree.
Toss him into the fire.
No, did you get taller?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's
I
the
need a breather.
Colin and Morgan, both of you make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
As acid comes full on your face comes. Hey, that's a good save. Let's see if Morgan can save too.
Okay.
Dex save. Can you hear us now? Is something problem with your headset, Jay?
Um,
batteries.
You take
okay,
5
can you hear
damage
me?
in the first- Yes, I can hear you. Cool. I need
Cool.
you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
well, dang.
Yes. The anchor
got
is
it.
standing
Woo.
atop the damage. Oof. So close, so close. The man who's been killing this anchor finally gets some of it back, as you will take 11 points of acid damage as this just spray of acid hits you. And I'm just, like, you see it being gunning for the book, but to make sure that the book is safe, kind of turning over and taking it on your shoulder instead. And after, so you took 5 already, Cohen, right?
what?
You take 5, Cohen.
Oh, I do. Oh, fuck.
Yes, even as a save. And then it is your turn, Cohen.
God damn it. Okay, I'm not freaking out. No, not at all. Fuck. Okay, yeah, this is very on brand, actually, too. Okay, yeah, I'm going to healing word, cure wounds on Morgan.
Okay.
I'll walk up to him and cast cure wounds.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That is wrong. I'm pretty certain. Why is
It
it
is?
not taken off? Yeah, it should be plus your spellcasting modifier, which...
Oh, so plus...
Wait, did we not... Oh. Okay, this is how you set it. Okay.
I don't know how to set it up.
Yeah, that looks right to me.
Did you
It's just a
change
lower
your
up.
stats after we changed your class? No.
No.
Because like now, I'm not certain when you remember you being the bard, but like your primary attribute is wisdom. I
Yeah.
think. So and your wisdom is basically your shittiest stat.
It's supposed to be your charisma.
It is,
Yeah.
but we have changed it just like we changed yours.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
You'll see.
it does not make sense.
Yeah.
So I think just like we're gonna.
Well,
do
what's your
some-
charisma bonus? +4?
Don't worry about that, I guess. We're gonna just do some moving around here.
Yeah.
I think this
Thank
makes...
you, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's a lot of new things to learn, and it's been a
Yeah.
long week for not even a week, 5 days. And for Simon,
know.
like, it's been this afternoon.
Yeah.
Of just not...
Gotta be effective.
Yeah, so it should be plus another 3, so you should take 6 HP back.
I heard take and I had a mini heart attack. Like what? What?
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that's it.
Okay. I think that the large spider is gonna want a vengeance match against you. Could you roll me a d6, please, Mr. Navin?
Yep.
And you want him to roll a 5 or 6. Nice.
Oh. Good.
Suplex.
I'm just wondering if it actually should. Yeah, it's gonna try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it again, just quickly like gather up web in its butt, and then just shoot the web at you.
I
And
believe
you
the word you're
are-
looking for is either abdomen or spinneret.
Spinneret. Oh, that's
Okay,
a fancy
that-
word.
that's
I think
better
I
than
like
butt
that
roll.
it shoots it from its butt, though.
I'm already covered in gore and viscera. Ugh.
Yeah. And it kind of you are largely, it can't drag you away,
Yeah.
but you are webbed and it's about to just gonna sink in. Morgan,
Yeah.
you see this ancake standing on top and you see it clearly just looking at you and Cohen.
I am going to use my action to cast Silent Image to create a wall as large as possible between it and us to break line of sight.
I like it. Okay. Is that it?
And I'm going to use my move. Do you use flanking rules?
Yes. So for a large creature, you need to be 3 other people.
Oh. I can't see. I can't see around this tree, so. I think I'm just going to move like slightly in front of Cohen and say,
Okay.
"Worry about yourself as much as me," because I can clearly see that he is hurting much more because he's been
Yes.
hit more than once and I have not.
Garrus.
Pew 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 pew.
Now it's your turn to save Navin from the net.
That's
However,
a 10.
you are also still in. That's a 10, 10, and a 10. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Slot machine goes bingo. Like,
Yeah. So you are still webbed, which means that you do have you are restrained, which means you have.
I'll try breaking out.
You have already rolled the attack, unfortunately.
Damn
So
it. all.
it misses completely, unfortunately. And Navin, who is also restrained. What do you want to do?
I want to try and sort of break out, like.
Yep, it is a strength check, so it is not an athletics.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
not certain if you are granted.
So strength check, not a save, I guess.
Yes, check.
Let's see. There we go. So 20. Because I have advantage on those as well.
Easily, as if though, removing your quilt from the morning as you wake up, it's just like Cool.
Yeah. I'll pop my action surge and just pick up my hammer and it's like.
Nice. Do you have advantage on attacks when you large as well?
Oh, no. So
No.
it's the 9.
So
think
you
it's a-
swing down, and it just hits into the ground as the spider.
Yeah,
Moves
shakes
out.
the ground.
Come on.
Oh, it's me already. Fuck.
Yep.
I cast the sacred flame down on that one.
Okay. So it makes a
Ooh, so you
save.
don't need line of sight. Excellent.
Unfortunately, there is no damage as he makes the save easily.
Okay.
Crap.
Yeah. I try to make sure that I don't, I'm not as good of a target.
Don't.
I guess.
Yeah.
So hunch down, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the ankeg... Sorry, not the spider. I suppose we'll just do a little bun nibble at you. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Don't fail this.
Come on.
I'll
You have
see.
bardic
Don't
inspiration.
Can I use that now, or is it that
You can roll first and then see.
18? I guess I'll use it because it's like he's biting in
like, it's not going to be like higher, does not reduce damage more.
Okay.
So, as this thing sets its mandible into you, it's a critical hit, and you take
wait.
initially 15 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then as the poison hits, you feel how without you holding this poison off, you would have easily gone down, but you managed to halve the damage to 7. So you take an additional 7, and you are on... He's on death too.
Sorry.
Oh, but he's bleeding out. He's gone down.
No, he's not down, he's still there.
Oh, okay.
Very damaged. Morgan?
Since it's my illusion, can I target creatures through it?
Yes, but if it would be an intelligent creature, it would notice shit coming through this illusion.
Oh, so we're gonna be completely fine. Perfect.
Well, Toll the Dead isn't a projectile, it's just...
No, it's
an
exactly.
effect.
Since you do see it, like I would assume that it's like you created this like kind of see-through on your end and not on the other end. So yes, I would say that it works.
So it would notice Toll the Dead that isn't a projectile?
No, what I mean is it would work as you intended to work, with it not really knowing what the fuck just happened to it.
Okay, so I can cast spells at it without it noticing.
Save
Effectively.
spells, yes, that aren't like projectiles. Like if you cast a fireball through the illusion, it would notice it. But Toll the Dead isn't a projectile, it's just a save.
Okay, crap, I don't have enough mana left. I am going to cast Toll the Dead at the spider.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, roll me the damage. 11 points of damage. So, here comes a thing that I usually do when we've run a long combat and we're getting down to like the last nitty-picky bits where it really won't matter. So, what is going to happen is that this combat is going to finish here, and you guys are gonna like just finish off the Ankeg's last HP because it will just take more time to kind of roll. So you finish the giant spider and then together kind of make sure the Navin isn't getting caught off using the illusionary wall that Morgan has set up. The 3 spellcasters kind of just bundle together and finish this Ankeg. And with
Garrett
that,
spends entire time trying to get out of the net.
we have Garrus holding the lockbox or whatever the fuck it is in his hands, and we're all alive. Yes, sir.
Question: can we go to a break?
Yes, I was just gonna say
Good.
that.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
So we'll be right back, stream. Don't go anywhere. And yeah, bye. And we're back.
Hello, true believers of the faith.
Is it only heretics and heathens at the moment in this chat, probably. So the battle dies down. You manage to take a breath. It was a very intense but short moment, and you are able to take in the aftermath of this battle. For simplicity's sake, instead of everybody having to move around the grid, we're just going to have us on the front page, and you guys can go through whatever it is that you want. You do notice that the darkness above you is kind of dissipating slowly. It seems to be moving inwards to the island and like more focused on the island rather than the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you guys want to do?
Right, are we all still alive? Creepy wizard, homeless person, David?
Spit some blood on the ground, mostly, and then sort of start going back to my normal size.
So what is that now? I think it's 3-2. Is that about right? I think it's 3-2 now, right? I owe you 3, you owe me 2.
Well, someone's counting, but as long as we all make it out alive, it's all good.
Where did that amulet end up?
Garrus is going to show it in his right hand. Somehow, I've managed to keep a hold of this.
Could I have a look at that?
I did almost die for this. Might I at least glance at it first?
Of course, of course, of course.
I think the more important part is to get some supplies. If those creatures come back, we would probably not stand much of a chance. And I don't know about you, and he goes for his pockets like, I don't really have anything on me.
I'd like to pick through that wreckage.
Yes, we need rations, tools, probably some sort of shelter if we can find it.
Garrus will take a moment to take a look at the mystical amulet.
Okay, so we have what is Current doing? As these two are probably going through the wreckage and the corpses.
Yeah.
While Garrus
I bet
is.
giant spider tastes roughly like lobster.
What is Current doing?
Poison doesn't taste that
I'm
good.
looking around for some sort of shelter that might be suitable.
No.
No.
You can barely see the torches that are like around you are starting to burn out, and like there's palms. There's the wreckage that's half submerged in water. There's the rowboat.
Well, in my mind, I would say that the wreckage maybe might be the best place anyway, because there are walls surrounding us. So
Yeah, but the floor is water though. So
Oh, it is. Oh,
yeah, like it's almost completely submerged, like the bottom bit.
yeah.
One of the first things I would do is go up to the people who are splashed with the various fluids and offer to clean them up a bit with prestidigitation.
No cat. Okay.
With
So
what?
your shit is removed from you after some casts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wouldn't mind it cleaning as well. That's all I'm saying. It's been 6 hours since my last bath, I think. Not sure if you count the sea as one.
Salt. Garrus and Navin, I'm sorry, Garrus, but as Morgan and Gavin goes through the boxes, the sacks, the people, and such, what you will find is the following. Somebody can write it down if you want. You find one sack of oats, one crate of rations, which contains a lot of rations, enough for you. You find a nice lockbox that doesn't seem to be locked. As you open it, somebody can roll me 84s, please, or 88s.
I will do it.
Moment of truth. This is going to decide the entire campaign.
Nice. There is 49 silver inside said lockbox.
Ooh.
You find another lockbox which is locked, and as you kind of tumbling it around, it seems to not have something that is moving inside, at least from what you can hear. You find an additional 2 crates of meat, a sack of grain, the dagger, torn fine clothes, satchel, pen, an ink bottle of 1 ounce, a small pouch containing 12 silver, a short sword, common clothes, backpack, bedroll, tinderbox, mess kit, and that is what you find south and like in the crates north as well. Then on the killed people, you find 2 long swords, 1 broken short bow, a crystal orb which has a crack in it, a spell book, and a battle axe.
And the battle axe is in good condition, I guess.
It is in good condition, yes.
I say, if you find anything broken, as long as it's not too bad, bring it to me and I can mend it.
I'm just bringing all of the stuff that I find over to Morgan and just place it by his feet, basically, and just.
Yeah, and just, yeah, so you say if you sort of like start making a pile, I guess, where we just amass everything.
I start kind of going through this stuff and sorting it into little piles and using the cantrip mending to fix the clothes and the broken short bow. Are there any arrows?
There would be only 3d6.
So, arcane focuses aren't
11.
technically magical items, right?
No, usually not, so you could probably use many on them.
Alright.
I think we should have another text channel specifically for keeping track of the amount of stuff.
I have already forgotten everything that we know.
Yeah, usually I do.
I have it
like,
in a text document I was writing as you spoke.
I am like in what do you call it? Kluven? What do you call that?
Split.
Split.
Between like helping you guys writing this down or forcing you guys to write it down. But I'll just write it as loot and shit in the Discord. I mean, you do have your handout as well, and where you can write this down.
I've got everything under .txt.
Right.
You should just have a designated scribe that takes care of it for the rest of us, and then we like give them a certain cut.
Okay, so
Rotated meetings.
So I'd like to attempt to use mending on the orb, the short bow, and the fine clothes to repair them.
I think the fine clothes are beyond repair. Like there's no way that you can. All the pieces aren't even there.
Okay.
As for the orb, like I'm reluctant because like
How big is it?
It's like a regular orb, like a pearl, an orb in your hand. But it's the reason that I'm reluctant is because you use magic to cast it, and in my mind you kind of channel the magic through it, leaving magical residue inside it. So
Maybe the crystal is repaired, but the magic essence is not like in there anymore or locked away.
no, but it doesn't have a magical property. It's just I'm wondering how it would work.
Yeah.
I think for now here, I think it's fine, but I might change my mind on it later, and it might depend on like the potency of the spell weaver.
It just says that it can mend breaks, cracks, and tears in objects that are no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
Yes, but at the same
And
time, like
we can't restore magical properties.
Yeah,
It can repair a magic item, but cannot restore lost properties to such an item.
right. Yeah,
So what is it? Is it just a spell focus?
yes, it will. As I said, like for now, I will be fine with it being repaired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. For my part, GM, after I'm done examining that amulet, I'm probably going to use shape water to try and bring that boat closer to shore. See if there's anything on there that might be of interest.
Yeah. So as for the object, again, it's about finger size in length, almost half of that in width, and you notice that it is a small lockbox of thought as well. It has like it's able to open. Would you attempt to do so? Okay. You find a very thin, ridiculous enough. I also wrote this up, but it's a Venta black needle, basically. That is very long. It doesn't have, the needle head on one side or something. It's just a very thin black needle inside. which is a very weird thing to find inside such a thing.
So where was it found?
I recognize it at all, or what am I paid for?
Box necklace.
Inside the necklace. Okay.
No, you have no idea what the fuck this is. What do you do with it when you take it out?
I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to put it back in the box gently.
So
Myself.
how did you take it out?
Oh, I'm just opening the lockbox, seeing that it's a thin black needle that I have no idea what the fuck it does, and then closing it again.
Okay, cool. I'm wondering. Yeah, why not? So as you open it, as you're about to close it, as you're kind of moving with it, it kind of rattles a little bit.
A bit like a compass needle.
Possibly.
Gonna move it to the right.
Move it to the left. So you move it to the right. The needle head would push into the box's left side, trying to push left.
Hmm.
You notice that it would like be in the middle of the box, in the direction to where you saw this large wooden thing hover off to.
Would you mind if I took a couple of minutes to attempt to identify this?
Since you are currently doing, like, you're searching the bodies and examining them, this is something that Garrus would do.
Oh, this is concurrent. Okay.
Yes.
Pocket it for now. Go back, start searching the seafloor with shaped water, bring in what I can using those methods.
The things that I've written is all that you would have found. Sorry, you would have also found. Let me check. What's this? Place for items.
We would have also found 10,000 platinum pieces.
That would make you very.
And $1 sand dollar.
What the heck is sand dollar? No, you would actually find an iron ring mail as well on top of one of the courses.
Interesting.
All right. Ring mail. Is that medium or heavy armor? Sorry.
It is heavy armor. Here is the.
Navin, you looking for something to wear to the ball next evening?
A ball? I don't understand what you mean.
It's a figurative. It's a rich person figure of speech. I've got some armor for you if you want to take a look.
Oh, sure. Kind.
Ring mail. Cheap, but reasonably effective.
What size is it? I mean, might not.
Dead corpse size.
I'll take a look, I suppose.
You can don it. It would take you the 15 minutes, I believe it takes to don.
Yeah. I'll probably not don it right now. Maybe we should find a camp place or somewhere more safe. Those creatures might be back. What say you?
Let's grab some rations and some other supplies and see what we can do.
Who is currently taking what? Because at the moment you have just taken all of this shit and gathered it in a pile. So all of that which Jay has written is just in a pile.
Yeah. How full is the crate of rations and the crate of meat?
So what you're saying is we have infinite money.
I mean, if you manage to get this shit off, because rations is actually a very expensive commodity because it's like dried meat and vegetables, nuts and fruits. So like a ration is 2.5 silver each. Like they are expensive shit. Which sounds weird for common people who have played 5th edition regularly, where silver is nothing. But in this world, a silver is basically 1.5 gold.
Yeah.
So it is.
So if it's also changed to a base 100 system, that means the copper pieces are roughly the same value?
Yeah. Basically. Copper are, they would be.
Garrus will take about, I'm not sure how heavy it is, but about 2 weeks.
So remember, at the moment, you guys have nothing to carry anything with you. You have one backpack between the 4 of you.
Yeah, Navin goes to the backpack, like stands next to the crate and starts, putting in rations, like looking at like doing like.
However,
Looks like our pocket.
I want to check the fine clothes. The clothes. Could I create a bag of some sort?
Yes, absolutely. You can
Good.
create 2 bags from
I will
those.
start doing that.
How long is that going to take?
Like, if you guys want to take a short rest and doing all of these things here, then it would be a fine thing. If you want not to take a short rest and try and move before, creating the 2 bags and dishing everything out from each other on top of searching, we're still like closing in on 30 minutes, maybe 45, 50.
It sounds like the best thing to do right now is to short rest, get our gear in order, and then head out.
So
As risky as it might.
So basically, I just go over when I see the pile just starting to stack up. I just take the clothes and sit down with something behind my back and just to start doing stuff.
Okay. Roll me a
It
sleight
would
of hand,
probably
please.
count as light activity for.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm saying that this is fine to do as a short rest. So those people that want can roll their hit die. You do start with your 3. And Navin, Simon, since you're playing a fighter, you could take your second wind before the short rest and regain it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yes, I'll roll. Just double check.
Why are you rolling so many d6s?
Oh, it's actually showing up. Sorry.
Um,
No, I actually have 15 hit die. I didn't tell you this.
Huh.
I would like to see if I could fashion something rudimentary to try to pick the lock, maybe out of like just a splinter of chitin or just something.
As you're doing this, Kiera says, "Can I see that for a moment?"
The lockbox. I nod and hand it over.
I'm not sure if this works, but in case it does, I'm going to use shape water, bring water into the lock, and try and freeze the water into the shape of the key.
Could you post the shape water cantrip for me, please?
It's a really good
double check.
cantrip.
I mean, I feel like the ice would be so fucking brittle that when you twist it, it's just going to crash, and now you're going to be stuck with the lock part being like inaccessible instead.
I could also just bust the lock by making the water expand.
Expand? Yeah, that definitely.
Could
Go
follow-up
ahead,
question. Because prestidigitation can create small trinkets. Would a lockpick be considered a trinket?
It's illusionary.
That would fit into a
They're
hand.
actually real. It's illusion.
No, it does say that you can just produce trinkets, and they are physical objects.
Am I blind? Where the fuck did you say that?
Prestidigitation.
No. Prestidigitation. Yeah.
You create a non-magical trinket or illusionary image.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
it
makes sense.
specifies that I can do trinkets or illusions.
Like, trinket for me is not something that is like a monetary value attached to. A trinket would be something that's literally just like fluff junk. So no, you can't produce a lockpick which then can be used. The water thing you can try, and we'll see. Like, if Morgan allows you, I think that he kind of realized that you're about to cast something. So it's also up to Morgan to intervene if he wants to try and stop this.
Just be careful with it. And if the expansion doesn't work, we can at least try to get the lock cold and then break it.
I'll try to bust the lock open with
Wait,
knives.
is the lock integral to the box, or is it a padlock?
Integral? Is that what you said? Integral?
Is the lock built into the box itself?
Yes, it is definitely built into the box.
That is less than ideal.
Okay, so you do it, and I want you to roll me a D100. I will say that you're looking for a 70 plus.
Oof.
Could do it.
Dear dice gods, if you give me this, I will. I don't know. Exalt you more. Yeah, that seems about right. Fuck you, dice gods.
Gosh.
You put the water into the lock. You then freeze it inside the lock. And as you're expecting this, like, crack kind of deal to be heard, instead you have more or less integrated the ice with the locking mechanism, currently making it unable to do any sort of like fiddling with.
So, good news and bad news. Bad news is it's going to be another hour until we can play with this.
Can't you dispel it?
Yeah, no, I don't believe I can.
No.
Melt it with heat?
Yeah, probably. It might be easier just to bust open the box at this point, to be honest with you.
Whatever's inside might be fragile.
Fair enough. Anyway, glad I could help. I'll hand it back.
So
Thank
the
you
short
for that.
rest kind of goes by, and even though like morale is like weirdly high after having been shipwrecked, I think it's more like you are floating on this like pump of adrenaline, where it hasn't really settled in that you have no idea where you are. You have no idea how to get off of this place. You have a small rowboat, but none of you have any kind of experience with the ocean. So it's a little bit like what to do. Yes, Mr.
Taking a
Morgan.
moment to consider.
Could I see if I know enough just from having studied books? You don't even know what I was going to say yet.
I know, I'm just shaking my head because... Sorry, go ahead.
Celestial navigation? Because it's useful on more than just the ocean, especially in a land before
Absolutely.
GPS. Especially if I'm an archaeologist who would want to go to places that are not mapped.
What is the weather? Like, is it a clear night? Is it
No,
foggy?
it's
or...
like just above you, the darkness is still there. As for celestial navigation, I don't think that you would have too much of a trouble picking out like where north and south is. If you would have access to the stars and of course the sun, then it's easy. But at the moment, no stars. There are like no easy ways of telling. You can definitely wait and find an opportune moment, and you're 80% certain that you could be able to at least pick the rudimentary like west, east, north out if you take the time.
Well, the thing is that you can use the stars to estimate. Is an astrolabe a thing that exists in this universe, or has that not been discovered yet?
No, people are like, it probably might be very like specialists that use it, but since you are like, you're not an astronomer. That's the right word, right? Yeah, so no, I don't think that you would have the ability to really locate where you are.
Okay.
Garrus does have proficiency in cartographer's tools.
That would help.
Generally, knowing around where they might have been shipwrecked, could he take a guess on where they might have washed up?
If we look at the map, I mean, this is now one of the few times where I'm going to show you guys before you get yourself the map. You set out from Narrats, and then before the end of the day, you kind of got shipwrecked. I can give you to an intelligence check. I will give it with advantage with the cartographer's tools to you, Garrus.
Alright, give me a sec. Advantage, intelligence.
Yep, Morgan can give me one too.
15.
Intelligence with advantage.
Thank you for the follow.
No, not with advantage for you, because he has the cartographer's tools. That's why I'm giving it.
Where did he get cartographer's tools?
No, he
I
has
have proficiency in cartography. I
That's
don't
why
have
just...
cartographer's tools.
Yeah.
I stare at maps a lot.
Yeah. You both would kind of come to the conclusion that you are somewhere, of course, archipelago. I think that Morgan, with kind of counting how long you were on sea and how fast the boat was, would, like, together with the current that are seen, would put you somewhere on the eastern, like, northeastern part of it.
So the eastern part of the Corsair archipelago.
Okay. Short rest is done. And then what is it that you guys want to do?
Do the bags that I've made, do they fit
Yes.
a lot of stuff?
Just
Or
2 seconds.
Oh.
yeah.
1 Mississippi.
Function as a
Fucking liar. That was not 2 seconds at all.
it will function as a rudimentary bag for now, which you can like tie around your armpits.
Yeah, I got 2 bags from it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just create that and start just throwing
Filling them
things
with
in
what?
there.
What is it that you want to fill it with?
How many rations can you take with us? A person?
For the 3 bags combined, I would say 40 rations would probably be possible to fit, but then it's like nothing else fits inside them.
Well,
So, how about we take a week of rations per person, just to be safe? And then, what else?
I think it would be smart to set up some sort of cache, sort of like a place that we can come back to, someplace we can easily find again and bury anything we can't take with us.
We can
Either bury
just
it
move
or
this
just
crate.
seclude it away.
Just make
Especially
a
since
hole
we
in
have
this crate in it.
full crates.
Yeah.
Do we have anything to dig with?
I start digging.
In the sand
Yes.
or in the ground? In the sand, okay, yeah.
Let's
I
not
think we should at
linger
least-
here any longer than we need
I
to.
think we should at least move a couple of 100 feet away, so people who are investigating the shipwreck don't find our stuff.
How big are the boxes with rations? Like, is it a
I mean,
this
each box
big
with
or-
a ration, like maybe, like each box would be like what 250 pounds worth of
Yeah.
rations. So it's like 100 rations in each. So it
Yeah.
would be like a cubic meter ish
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, 250
It'll
pounds
take
is
a
still
while.
heavy, yeah. Like, just
I mean, we
carry
don't
it,
necessarily have to leave it here. We can just go out onto water, take the raft, and then sail wherever we need to. It will be slow going, but
How much weight can we put on the raft? Does it even
Seven.
fit all of us?
It fits all of you
Okay.
barely.
Yeah.
So with the additional rations,
It'll be some effort, but I think burying or hiding, maybe not burying because they are quite huge, but at least hiding the crates at least a little bit away will be worth it in the long run.
are you thinking all of the crates, like even those that you're not gonna like have a use for, or
I'm thinking just the one of
Ration
rations,
okay, so 1 crate of rations.
as well as any of the stuff in the big list of loot that we are not going to take with us. Speaking of which, I do want to take the pen and ink and
Yeah.
secrete it among my pockets,
I take a
I'm
short
gonna-
sword.
and the mended spell focus.
Now we will
I'm
take
assuming
the
that
tinder
you're
box.
taking the spell. Sorry, something better.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I would-
I'll take the tinder box.
Yep.
tinderbox and mess kit, that would probably be good to have.
And unless someone else takes it, the dagger.
No,
Nevin is
taking
not.
the spell.
Yeah, and Nevin is not
I will
taking it.
I will flip through the spell book and see if there's anything useful.
You do notice a few of the things like in the spellbook that you know, which are the spells that you have prepared. However, the other spells you do not know, and they will be required to kind of research to find out what it is through downtime activities.
Okay.
Okay. So we have picked away at most of the things, and do you then do as Morgan suggests, which is hide away one of the crates, or
I think we start trying to hide or like make a hole in the sand, like using a long sword sort of as an impromptu shovel. Just like
doing it
As
with
much
my
as I
hands.
would like to have it,
I'll come with like both long swords and like put one in the sand next to you, and then I'll start trying to dig with the long sword, see if it helps.
the one thing I'm concerned about is that the longer we stay here, the more likely that tree thing is about to come back. I would like having a food cache as well, but I think most of us are capable enough to hunt for ourselves if it comes down to it.
could you
I'd
just
rather-
roll me an intelligence as you're saying this with the tree thing?
Yeah, okay, 17.
So, why would it leave before the battle ended? Like, all of the other things stayed around. Like, why would it just bonk and then leave?
Likely because something else came up to take care of.
Possibly. It's just like something that kind of gnaws at you, or seeing like how the other animals and beasts moved to get to the necklace. It did not seem to be very caring
Interesting.
for it.
Would I with my magical studies, would I recognize it as a golem, or is it, or was the golem just a placeholder?
You can roll me an Arcana. Yes, it was a golem.
Creatures like that, they don't really have a mind of their own. They're given an instruction and then will carry that out to the exclusion of all else. It was probably just told to kill that guy and then get back. It was being controlled by someone. Is that a true statement? Or do you play them differently?
So what you would know with the 22 in Arcana is that golems are bodies that a human soul have been put in, like a willing humanoid soul have been put into. They are sentient. They are like used as war machines. A very like new thing where people are trying to create like these imba soldiers basically who are moving around and can't really feel pain or get destroyed in the same way. They all have to have their bodies within a limited area from their created bodies. And if the original body dies or decays, then the soul will be released and will become a will wisp.
Okay, your golems are way different and much more interesting. Okay, I relay the gist of that information.
Okay. Could you roll me an insight at this?
Me?
Yes.
I am not good at insight.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if
Give me a
it's-
second. I also need to roll. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's on Firefox, not Chrome.
Why am I rolling insight?
I hope that you feel like the nervous sweat coming down your forehead.
Hmm?
Okay, yeah.
Give me a sec. Let's see.
Yeah. So you relay this information, and the question still kind of stands like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Like, you have nowhere to go. You have this needle-looking compass thing in a box that is pointing towards where this golem is. And now Morgan apparently knows about these golems and tells you about them, and then apparently somebody is controlling them? But who the fuck would be here then on the island doing this?
Well, if it's as you say, corpses aren't necessarily something that are easy to move about. This was likely a planned ambush somehow. Did we ever get any notes from the pirate captain?
No,
Anything
there
like
was
that?
nothing on him. There's just like, if you want a black, nice trench coat, then I mean that's that.
Smothered in blood.
Smothered in blood. No, yeah, I suppose like at the top at least.
We may have missed what preceded the battle. We were late to it.
What do you think? Double cross gone wrong? A double cross or a deal gone wrong? Something of that sort?
Maybe.
My current theory would be that this captain was employed by whoever controls that golem to get the amulet, and whoever owns the golem considered the captain an expendable resource who had served its purpose. I'm not totally sure about this, but that's my running theory.
There was also the lightning blast that hit the deck. That seemed unnatural, something archonic in nature.
Well, there was that dead spellweaver.
Somehow I doubt they were throwing lightning bolts at their own ship. Plus, I don't see anything in this book that might correspond to that, although it will take me longer to sit through it. Regardless, I think the most important thing is to get whatever the fuck this is identified.
I could do that if you give me 10 minutes.
Do you have a pearl worth 100 silver pieces?
We are near the ocean.
Pearls abound as far as the eyes can see.
No, that is one of the annoying parts with the identify spell is that you require some sort of gleaming thing.
Like
That
an
is worth
orb
money.
that I repaired.
Yeah, it's not worth that much money,
said-
unfortunately.
Shucks.
I said,
Do you like so as you realize this, like you probably had something like that before, where you could cast Identify, but with the shipwrecking such as lost, would you say something out loud, or would it just be like more of a fuck internally realizing this?
I would probably get roughly 3/4 of the way through the sentence before patting my pockets and then just kind of staring at the sand.
What?
Spell components.
You had a pearl.
I did. Past tense.
Well, if we could figure out where exactly the ship went down, we could go for a swim. A walk, I guess, technically.
Finding a single pearl in the ocean. I think a needle in a haystack is easier.
Needle in one hay, but yes, I see your point.
Yeah, I dig all the time when you're having this conversation, but after a while I start slowing down and I look up at you, Morgan, kind of like, and just, but trying to avoid your gaze and everything as usual, but I have something that might help.
Do tell.
And I open up my mouth, I guess, and
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, opens up his mouth and pulls the back teeth out, turns it around, and you see a gleaming white pearl inside this tooth. That is pretty fucking valuable.
I kind of gag a little bit, but would you mind me asking why you have this? I'm very grateful, of course.
well,
Kind of.
The guy that I was with before, he wanted me to carry it, so I did, and yeah.
Could you theoretically use a pearl as a spell component in an identification spell to identify the pearl? Or would you need a second?
You would need a second one for that.
Do you have another one?
Well, just make another pearl, then use the pearl to identify the pearl.
Okay, so do you want to
Yes,
cast
I do
a-
think I could use this. I'd like to cast Identify
Mhm.
on the needle.
Let's get off the beach first. Somewhere safer,
Aye, agreed.
more inland. We can either choose the water surface, make a little ice dome, or
Ice dome.
find somewhere in the forest.
My vote would be for the forest. I'm not the biggest fan of the ocean at this present point.
I hear you. Alright, let's get moving.
Okay. So once you have managed to get a few hundred feet into the forest, you sit down, and Morgan pulls out the tooth pearl. Probably still a
Slightly gross.
little bit disgusted. Yeah. Uses that to attempt an identification upon this needle, and you would quite quickly ascertain that it is a highly powerful spell cast upon this. Even it would be an enhanced version of locate object is what you would get at.
My best guess is that this is a compass that points somewhere other than north.
Yes,
Can't guess
absolutely.
what, but
From what I saw, it was pointing in the direction the was moving. It's likely an object that lets us find something, and that the individual, doesn't want whatever it's pointing to be found.
It
seems likely
has
to me.
a very similar feel to another weird object that you have on your person, where it's
Doesn't seem to be
yeah.
all there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested in this. Would you mind if I held on to it?
Well, the same to you. I think I'll keep it to myself for a bit.
Hmm.
But there's no reason two scholars can't cooperate on a research project. I butchered that absolutely. I apologize to everyone in existence. I swear I didn't mean for my birth to actually just be a series of unfortunate.
So I'll ask the
I-
question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you go first.
No. You do the role playing first. What was it?
I feel as if our best course of action would be to just see where this leads, and at the very minimum, it might be someone with a boat larger than a dinghy.
What's wrong with a dinghy?
Either
Dinghy
we
can
could
get us
borrow
across.
it, or if they turn out to be not nice people, we could see what happens and then take it anyway.
Here's my concern. The fact that whoever was looking for this needle had a bunch of fuck-off monsters working for him that we barely managed to survive a battle against makes me a little hesitant to stroll up to the door and ask if they have a free cup of sugar for us.
Agreed.
That being said, I do think it might be a good idea to figure out what the fuck is going on here. So long as we have some time to work with.
Saying comes to mind. One about the devil you know and the devil you don't. Have none of you heard that?
No.
It's just that the devil you know is way less dangerous than the devil you don't.
Most devils are dangerous regardless.
It's an expression.
Never heard it in my region.
Me
Okay.
neither.
Would you rather be facing something where you know what it is, or be stabbed in the back by that same thing?
I think the answer is obvious, but weird expression to why not just say
Precisely.
that? Why go around in riddles?
It's much more wordy.
Yes. I agree with that. Well, anyways, I agree
In
with the
any
scouting.
case,
But the boat
Alright.
we have, I don't think any of us can really use it that effectively. And a bigger boat, was difficult enough to ride on the one we had, people managing it. And look where we almost ended
I
up
think
in
the
the river
best we
drowning.
could hope that... Sorry.
in the merchant's defense, he did get raided by pirates and have his ship struck three
True.
times.
True. Not
Sorry,
complaining. Not complaining about that.
If we're right about where we are, and we are on Corsair's archipelago, the best we could hope for with this dinghy is to go between the islands, not to the mainland, and the mainland is where civilization and people who aren't Corsairs will be.
I mean, we could also just walk, as an aside.
Yeah, I think walking would be preferable. Out on a dinghy in the middle of the water, if we run upon any more of these pirates, we would never get away.
Precisely.
How
Pickings.
long would it take to travel on sheets of ice from where we are in Corsair west, GM? Just giving a rough estimate.
That is
A
an
long
excellent
ass
ask.
time.
How long is a long ass time? A week? A month? An hour?
I will say undoable.
Alright. Actually, walking is out of the question. What about running, GM?
Running, undoable.
Also, if you're talking about shape water, that only affects a 5-foot cube.
Yep, exactly.
And I don't
But I
think
can
4
keep
people can
casting
stand
it
on a
over and
5-foot
over.
cube.
It lasts an hour and I can keep casting it. So
I don't-
5 feet.
I also don't think that you can entirely freeze the 5-foot cube.
No, you can. Yeah. Regardless,
And-
it's not going to work.
No.
Be an ice boat.
Okay, so we heading westward, it seems like.
I think
I
for the
vote
time
all
being,
people.
we want to take a look at what the fuck this needle is pointing to.
Mhm.
They're not going to be friendly, but at least we can figure out if something is going wrong. Unless we don't have time for it. Navin.
Yeah.
From my understanding, it wasn't too urgent of an issue.
Well, I don't.
Whoever
I don't
enchanted
know. I mean,
this-
once
Whoever enchanted this, apparent current working theory, whoever enchanted this, hired that pirate to raid our boat and kill most of the people on it. I would rather know who they are and what they want than just leave well enough alone. especially now that we have the thing that guy was just killed for.
We could just leave it and be on our way if they should approach us.
Yes, but where's the fun in that?
Well,
As well, people willing to go to such measures are notoriously loath to leave witnesses. And I'm pretty sure that golem saw at least one of us.
Sad that Yape died. Yape had a lot of personality.
Hmm?
Oh, never mind. Just being sentimental. In any case, deeper into the forest then.
sorry, you cut out a bit.
Deeper into the forest then.
Let's find a
like it.
place to camp and then make our plans for tomorrow.
You're not tired, and it's not late. It's just gloomy and dark. Like, it went from day to night, and again, like, you have no idea how long time has passed, but you're not particularly tired.
Yeah.
Of course, you can choose to take a long rest, but
Or just
Just
wait
do
out
8
until
hours of
daytime,
light
yeah.
activity.
so you continue westward, and since Garrus is the one holding on to the needle, you are going to roll me a survival.
Garrus is.
Yeah, you're holding the needle. You haven't said that you're giving it off.
Oh god, this is a bad idea.
How hard is it to follow the
considering
needle?
that I have cartographer's tools, can
You
that
don't have
help?
a map
Or-
in front of
I know of cartographer's tools. Is that enough to help?
Roll me the survival first.
And add 1d4.
You can't add guidance retroactively, like saying like after a roll has been set to made, because that would mean that you would always every 6 seconds go and cast guidance on him, because you don't
Well-
know when the roll is to be cast.
Well, as I see that he is attempting to navigate, I would want to listen to the whispers, and if they give any useful advice, tell him that.
Like I understand, but like with these like rolls that are like on the adventure, it's not one roll; it's a like continuous thing happening throughout it. So it's more like guidance will work when it's like I'm going to do this task right now. Like
Right,
if you're
yeah,
starting
it's
for the
random.
tree or such, not like a continuous thing of continuing to go for this like on this
Okay.
track. So with the 17, you quite easily follow the needle, and at times, like when you walk a certain way, you notice it kind of starts shifting, and the palm trees suddenly change over into more oaks and birches and general like what's the term for it? Not like leaf trees, but
Evergreens?
evergreen is it's a pine tree, but there's a good like collection word for all of those trees, but who cares? And it leads you towards the actual center of this island, and in the gloomy darkness, I'm also assuming that both of you have cast light to properly see. No?
If we can't see without it, then no. But otherwise, I'd rather not give our position away.
Okay, yeah. No, then it would be no lights and able to still kind of, unless Garrus is casting it. Cat on the door again. Cat has been left out.
At this point, I personally would be inclined to use prestidigitation to get a flame like the size of like a cigarette lighter flame, very small, like just enough to be able to see the needle, but not enough to be visible from far
imagine
away.
this like if you've been out during a starry night where you have vision, like you see the shapes, you see your near vicinity, so it is visible around you. You don't need like the nearby vision. It's just like dim
Okay,
lighting all around you.
Never mind
You see a dark, large like mound hill kind of appear in front of you, and as you start moving your way right, you see this needle is like pointing straight to this, and with your roll you actually manage to find where there is an opening into the hill, which is weird.
I have an odd question. As we're walking, can I try and gather some spell ingredients?
Since you are looking at this compass, no.
Bummer. If anybody sees any mistletoe or spruce leaves, feel free to gather them for me. I'll owe you one.
Is it supposed to be that we can't see anything? I can just see my token.
Yes, I will fix the. It's just that I'm not going to bother fixing it at the moment because you are going to go forward and then it's going to be pitch black, or you're, of course, going to leave. So, as of this moment, you can see a tiny bit. I'll just have this one of the tokens instead so that people can see something. There we go.
There we go. Cool.
That will be fine. It's Morgan's. I'm just using you for the moment. I know that you guys don't have light, but it's there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you see this like opening. Behind it, you see thorn bushes that have been like properly pushed aside from the entrance.
Looking. Oh, this is not my specialty at all. Never mind. I would have no idea how to do this.
We attempt to go in or leave it alone.
Well, we haven't been greeted yet, so it's probable they don't know we're here yet. We could try and sneak in and see what the place is about, and if we find anything interesting, move from there.
I'd be inclined to investigate more than just leave be.
Navin, how much for you to go first?
Well, I don't really see the reason why we should go into this cave, but I guess someone has to.
Sorry. Just in terms of marching order,
I step forward and I go. I sneak.
Yep.
Yep.
Just that. I'll
Yeah,
follow.
I follow it.
It is pitch black, however, in front of you, so you will need some sort of light.
Yeah.
Slap a
Can
light
anyone
on my
cast-
fingertip.
Dark vision.
I can. It will put me at a disadvantage for the rest of the game. I won't be able to cast anything else.
Icarus concentration?
No.
No, I will run out of spell slots physically.
Oh.
We could probably.
I
light
also
some
need
branches,
some carrots, but
Yeah. But it would
Does
take some
light
time.
require concentration?
Nope.
yeah.
Dancing light does, but regular light does not. So you can have lights on, yeah. Okay.
So
I'm
right,
considering.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Right here there are.
Imagine that the like there has been a large size that has pushed most of the thorn bushes away straight in. It seems to have been coming here, and you do see if you zoom out, there is a light source coming from up here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I kind of like look back and suddenly they're just next to me and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll continue sneaking inward.
Yeah, I'll sneak
I
along
will
behind.
follow suit.
I will, I guess, trail along behind.
So you entered these like thorn bushes. They are maybe 3 foot or so in height. This seems to be a hollow, like a natural cavern that is created inside this large mound. It's damp. You feel like the smell of fungi coming from somewhere inside here. And again, you see this light up ahead, like this light source.
Sort of point to it. There's light up ahead.
Does Garrus hear anything as he's making his way deeper into the cavern?
Absolutely not. Not with your
As
shit
in-
deception.
As in, I can't hear anything at all, or there's
No,
nothing.
you. I think that you can hear like the trampling of the other people and probably like some ow, ow, as they, thorns get into their arms and such. More than also, did you end up donning that ring mail? No, you
Nope.
didn't. Okay.
Nope. Was it a steel or iron mail? Just so.
Iron.
Yeah.
It's 40
So
days.
rusty as heck,
Yeah.
probably.
Possibly. I
I'll
mean,
just continue sneaking
Yep.
towards the light.
go ahead. You don't need to just move. I will tell you to stop if so.
Oh, okay.
When you come to this point, the light source is enough to illuminate a door in the wall, which is super odd. You see this large stone door that is slightly ajar. No, it is not a jar.
Damn it!
And-
I needed porcelain.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, maybe 3 foot thick or so, and then again have been pushed open to the point. And I think at this point I need everybody to roll me a perception. Nice roll.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Which means I'm going to roll 3 natural ones with my death.
Yeah. And now
Don't say that shit.
Morgan is going to roll shit
So-
and hear nothing.
Boop. I probably should have guidance myself. That would have been nice.
I
Again,
don't
like
think you can.
yeah.
Yeah, you
But I got
wouldn't
rolled
know.
a natural 20.
Yeah. So you all hear footsteps against stone coming from inside this,
Kill the light.
Hide. I move to the side. Oops.
I will
so
also move
it's-
to the side.
becomes pitch black as the light spells are snuffed.
Just listening.
There isn't any lighting from the door.
There is the little that you see coming through, but for some reason, whenever this... Oh, wait, let me just double check with Morgan if I move him. No, it's just that you're not standing...
Yeah,
in
if
a
you
place-
can't see the source, you can't see what the source is illuminating.
Exactly. So the sources of light is not coming out of the door. So you're standing here, pitch black, and you hear like...
Let's see. Are there any pebbles on the ground?
I mean, you're in a cavern, so probably.
Well, sometimes it's just smooth stone with no pebbles.
Don't throw my pearl though.
Of course not.
Whoops.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. I'll give it a 50-50. Odds or even.
Odd.
That's even,
Should I
so
say-
no better.
Um,
Investigate what it.
I turn to Morgan and just should I go in? Should I go inside?
wait for my mark. And then I take out just like a random dried grape or something.
Mhm.
I cast light on it and then throw it away from the door in the direction of the entrance to the cavern.
Sure. I'll just slap a torch down over here. Again, you just
Not,
hear like
not
this.
nearly that far. That's like 100 feet. I mean, like,
No. I mean, it rolls as well.
Yeah.
I'm aiming to get it like roughly
Here?
to, yeah, roughly right there, maybe like
Cool.
1 foot farther away. That's where I'm roughly aiming at.
It doesn't seem to be getting forward. It definitely sounds like there's something pacing in there.
Okay, I'll try to peer into the door,
Yep.
through the door.
Roll me a...
I'm going to whisper guidance on like, watch out,
Yes.
that stone will creak.
This time it works perfectly. So you can roll me a stealth, and then with a plus 1d4 on top of that.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah, that's...
Oh God.
Oh yeah, you
Uh,
should roll it.
maybe
You
it's blind.
You peek around the corner, kind of get your head in like this, and you see something, a humanoid shape, walking forwards and
I
backwards.
can't see it. Is it the same one from before?
No,
You
she's.
guys don't know. It's only Cohen that can see it.
Does that humanoid see me?
It doesn't look like it's looking at you, at least. Seems to be waltzing. It seems to be very thoughtful or something.
I'm whispering, but I can't whisper too low for the
Yep.
stream. But yeah, I whisper back to you, Morgan, and just, sir, do I go inside, or there is somebody in there?
And then, as you're standing here extremely indecisive, you hear a... Ah! Perhaps that will work. And the pacing stops.
Could you run that by us one more time?
Nope.
Very
It was,
French.
maybe that will work.
Oh, okay. I understand.
And the pacing stops.
I think he's alone.
Mug him.
Sorry, what?
Just making a joke out of character. Should probably.
He said mug him.
Mug him!
I mean, time is passing. You're all standing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Should we follow her?
him. I'm a dude.
Sorry, him. Sorry.
I
Him.
have a penis. I'm a dude.
Or maybe they took your penis. Gordon
No, they
Ramsay style.
didn't. No, they didn't.
Should we follow her?
Yeah, I just sneak in.
Darius is gonna
You
nod
can
and
squeeze
follow us.
into, and I think like you notice quite quickly that the stone is very echoing as you step in here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that all of you will funnel in through after as well. So you just go ahead and move yourselves just past the door, and then I'll just do a quick description of what you see. So you see a stone floor where the roof is maybe 20 or so foot at the tallest part. It's a very domed roof. What must have...
Why can't I see here? What's blocking line of
Because
sight?
it's the door. The door is open here.
Ah,
So the dome roof probably had mosaic paintings before, but now it's all crumbled and decayed down. You can see the remnants of a rug, a statue, both of them humanoid, probably looked the same before one of them fell down. Seems to be very simple people in robes, standing and holding a book in one hand and a mace sat at their side. You see table, beds, just a lot of shit that once probably was very nice and neat, but now after time has just decayed. And then you see over here a man who turns around and looks very perplexed at you. Blonde hair, kind of pushed back, not ponytail, but like long enough to barely go back around his head. A goatee with very fancy looking clothes. The two spellcasters, three spellcasters, quite quickly see that he has a wand or a staff at one of his sides, in which he's holding. He turns around and looks at you and just kind of, visitors. I did not expect any.
Well, it's been a very, how do you say, surprising day for all of us then.
shipwreck.
Ah, you are the people who are shipwrecked. Interesting. You are man with mustache. What is it that you have in your hand?
The family trinket?
Roll me deception.
That was my grandma.
Yeah, that's about right.
He kind of just looks at you.
I didn't steal it.
Well, that is a very interesting family trinket that you have must. I don't see the resemblance to the old or the big burly fella that had it before. Kind of takes a few steps forward. Sorry, I have not introduced myself. I am Anton Valois. And this is
That's
how he
fine.
would look. And who might I have the pleasure of meeting?
Yes, House Steinhoff. This is Navin. I'm not sure from where he hails.
The
Creepy
Tsar Anir.
wizard. And I don't think I've actually learned either of your two names yet.
Spoken among each other enough for us to pick it
You
up.
have
just
been also
hearing other people
15
say it.
days, like at least before this together. So I think that you are on first name basis.
Okay. Fair
Oh.
enough.
Well, this is magnificent. I was not expecting to have any help for this, but he kind of stops and peers very much onto Garrus. I think that you can help me.
And how is that?
May I approach?
Well, we do have a few questions. You understand it's been a very busy day.
Of course.
Golem, I assume that was your doing? Or
Oui.
a relative of yours?
You hear the creaking of noise coming from here.
I will take that as a yes.
He said he kind of nods. I think that he kind of snaps his finger, and I think the other torch would light up as well. You mean this one? Oui, it was mine. I'm assuming that you are the people who put an end to the other creatures out there as well.
No, that was a unrelated fellow. His name was Goodman.
Well, he must have been a very strong fella then.
Yes, very much so. And can I assume you also paid the pirate in kind to capture this amulet for you?
Oh, no.
Very popular amulet then, and a lot of coincidences that are playing out. Can I make a insight check?
What?
Cool. That sounds about right.
I don't really believe in coincidences, so I made sure that the boat carrying the artifact would meet an unfortunate end. It so happens to be that the pirates were there at a time as well, and well, you are here, you can help me, and in return, I can of course help you.
You'll forgive me for mistrusting someone willing to murder strangers to an extent, even if it's for something like this.
I mean, you do not even know what it is, do you?
We have some basis for it, a compass of some sort, likely leading to whatever it is you're trying to dig up here.
He kind of takes a step to the side and points to the end of the room over here. I am trying to get that. And from here, like, it would be hard to see, but it's like a large altar with a like metal piece like holding up something upon it. And the pesky priests have put an enchantment that I cannot push through. However, you can.
And I assume if we don't, you'll be inclined to take it in any case.
I mean, it's a matter of time. Either I break through, or you help me. As I see it, you have 3 options. 1, help me and get it, and I will help you get out of here. 2, you can fight the golem And if you win, I will help you. Or 3, you can leave. I suppose there is the fourth one as well, where you attempt to hurt me into submission. But I believe you are, well, weak enough for me to handle all of you.
I appreciate your candor.
He seems extremely certain in his own capabilities. Whether or not that's true is a different thing, but
If he is responsible for the magics I've seen him cast, he does seem to be a bit of
Yes.
a level beyond.
so, what will it be? You are touched by whatever magic they have put up, and you can pass through the layer, which I cannot. You look so
Touch.
confused. You reek of the Shadow Realm.
What do you know of this Shadow Realm?
A lot more than you, apparently. Let's say this. You retrieve the object. I let you keep the needle, and I might answer 2 or 3 questions. And I still help you out of here.
Do I have a question or two in advance?
No.
And what's to keep you from murdering us like you did our comrades the instant we retrieved the object?
I did not murder anyone. It was simply the boat that went under. That they cannot swim is not my fault.
Very convenient, friend. Very convenient.
I mean, let's face it. If I wanted to murder you, you would have already been dead.
I want to deny such, but unfortunately, I think that's the reality of the situation.
Good man.
Can we have a moment to commiserate with the party?
Of course. You can step out. I will wonder how to break this otherwise. He kind of takes a few steps back, and the golem kind of goes back into a hibernation mode almost. I am going to shortly get to the bathroom. You can discuss whatever it is.
Yeah. He makes a lot of sense. We don't-
I would like to do a little bit of my own archaeological research just about this area, just to get a sense
Same.
of what this thing could possibly be.
As long as we're not causing the Shadow Realm to expand, I don't see why there would be a problem, really. But if it's connected,
Thank you.
Well,
We
it
need
could
to
be a
learn more.
weapon.
could very well
I don't
make it
exactly want
worse.
to give just anyone a sphere of annihilation.
No. Sphere what?
Obviously, you give spears of annihilation to 5-year-old children. It's the only way it works out.
But if his point still stands, he could just kill us if we don't.
Fair.
Yes, I think he needs
But-
us to an extent. I think he would have killed us if it would give him any advantage, any position whatsoever.
Or another possibility, we attempt to give it to him, and in the process it kills us. Because for all we know, it could just be a word that kills you when you read it.
There are a lot of unknowns.
Perhaps
I'm
leaving
not-
is the best course.
I'm not
Maybe.
inclined to leave his knowledge behind, however.
Would be useful.
Using my archaeologist background, what is the nature of the workmanship of this place? By
To your astounding interest, this would correlate to like be very similar to Alaskan architecture,
Oh.
which does not make sense why the fuck it's here.
I'm
Do
definitely
I-
very intrigued and suddenly quite willing to get this thing.
Yes.
Do I recognize the statues and the workmanship at all?
No.
Okay.
Like it's
Yeah.
very subpar. Like you could probably do better with one hand than this.
Yeah.
It's old, definitely. So therefore it's also very rough. It's more seen to like when you look at it, maybe it's been used as some sort of protection that when both were there, then they probably had like some sort of wards protecting this temple, shrine, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But now there's nothing left.
Alright.
You hear from the front. Have you made up your mind yet?
My friend, it's only been 2 seconds. Give us at least 8 more.
I counted. It was more than 2 seconds.
It's hyperbole, my friend.
Ah. Sorry.
What precisely do you need us to do? And why can you not do it yourself?
Come, I will show you.
I walk up.
Me too.
As you are moving, please take a leg of a chair or something.
I take the leg of this destroyed chair.
Yep. As you
Yeah.
hand it to him, he takes it and just kind of tosses it in this direction. And there is just an invisible barrier here that is just onto the ground with. So
Not
there is no
damaged
way
or
to
something,
pass.
it just bounces off.
Yeah, it's just down. This is a very strong, protective world.
Sir, you said that we reeked of the shadow.
Not you in particular, but him over there, talking to Callum. You see the golem kind of like... in response. Yeah, reeks of it.
The column?
So
No, you, Two-Foot. You reek of the shadow world.
I'm not sure where you might have gotten that from.
I can literally see what it is that you have on your arm.
I suppose lying to you won't get me too far, will it?
I mean, you can try, but it is not going to work, really.
Your friend here, who was he?
Callum, he was a beggar on the streets of Spathia. I picked him up as he was about to die, and gave him another life.
You enjoy that life, Kelly? Nod your head if that means yes. I can't really understand you.
does me?
Stay safe, big guy.
Do I reek of it?
No, you have not been touched by anything, so...
Good to know. Thank you.
I step a little bit.
Sorry, as soon as Garrus approaches from behind, I just move, so I don't have anybody behind my back. Can't do it.
Go ahead, Morgan.
I
If we
move a
get
little
the-
closer to the barrier and try to get a good look at whatever it is on the pedestal.
Yep. It seems to be a piece of stone there. Maybe like if we're talking, imagine a part of a stone tablet or a stone circle. Just a rather, like maybe a fifth or so of the full object.
Is there anything inscribed on it?
Not that you can see.
I cautiously reach out to touch the barrier.
Yep. And like as you're about to touch it, he's like, it's going to sting. And then like you touch it and you just feel like all the hairs on your head and neck just stand out. You feel like your heart rate just boom, 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 boom.
Oh, I'm not touched by the Shadowfell?
You are not, you have not been touched by the Shadowfell. Like you have seen it and been there, but not by the same like point. So that's what it's kind of like. You feel the same fear, the same like anxiety that you felt when you entered the Shadowfell. Not the like, oh, this is cool, but like Ah, fuck!
Really like to see what happens if you try.
Me?
No, I'm talking to, name is slipping my mind at the
Garrus?
moment. Yes.
Oh, Cohen already sticks out his hand.
Yeah. You probably retreat into the corner as, like, everything just comes rushing over you. And just all of the bad things, everything that just fuels your fears and anger. And, yeah, not a good place to be.
Garrus is going to stand to Anton, look at him for a few moments. You've gone to a lot of trouble to get here, to acquire these items. Why?
If you retrieve it, I promise you, I will answer your question.
I will be more likely to retrieve it if you answer me now.
Oui, but in reality, as I already said, this barrier will only prove a matter of time for me. I am the one granting you a favor by not only helping you off of this island, if you so wish, but also providing you with information. If you cannot see the value in this trade I am offering you, then you may leave.
I think we should do it.
I'm not fond of getting strange men in caverns what they want, but I don't think we have much choice at the moment.
I can point you the nearest direction of land if you want to take whatever boat or piece of debris that's carrying you.
Garrus is gonna make his way up to the barrier, wait for any objections from the rest of the party.
Nevin just stands by, like, ready, like, just looking, being ready to sort of help if anything happens.
Try to walk through.
Yep. You pass through. You feel as you pass through the object, like this just grips your shoulder, and you wince with pain as you feel like the pain in your arm, just a tiny bit of how it felt when it happened, but you pass through. And you feel this place here, like beyond this barrier, is completely different. You lose sight of him. Like as he steps through the barrier, he's gone. As on the other side for you, Garrus, like everything is gray, dark, and you see this like piece of the large tablet just laying there, resting on the dais.
I'm just going to start shuddering, reach out my one good hand, try to grab it,
Yep, you grab it without any issue.
run
Turn it.
outside.
I turn to Anton and like, where'd you go?
He's right there, and like as you turn around, you see Garrus like come rushing out. Ah, see, I told you it would not be a big problem. So, what question would you want me answering first?
What the fuck do you want this for?
Well,
Why the fuck is there a rift here?
it is not a rift per se. Well, I suppose it is. It is a stable rift that was created in order to protect it. So as you turn around, you see that the image is still there, as it was before. The tablet is still there, but you are holding it in your hand. So it seems to be like an after image. So it's there to protect the tablet.
Alright, and what does this tablet do? Why do you want it so badly?
Well, how to
I-
answer it properly?
I held my part of the bargain.
I know. I'm trying to find a good way of communicating. Our world and the Shadowfell or the Shadow Realm are being brought together for some reason. And the tablet is a way of stopping it. So I am trying to find the pieces and then put them together.
Insight check, please.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say same. How honest is he being?
Yeah. He definitely wants to find these pieces and bring them together. It doesn't seem to be a lie from his end. Of course, the reasoning,
Yeah.
it's impossible to tell.
Yeah.
And what else does it do?
Are you certain that it's your last question? Full of the answer too.
I don't know.
No. No, I'm not.
I have one. What is this place we're standing in? Because I recognize this art style of architecture. It's the style used in and around the city of Elastus.
I am surprised that you have such knowledge to be able to ascertain its origin. It is a shrine to protect these tablets. There are many of them around Ober.
Let's see. How many of these have you located?
Seems like you have already asked 3 questions. So I have altered my bargain. Can I please have it? As he extends his hand to Garrus.
Going to sigh. Hand over the stone.
He takes it, steps back. Now, as to the last part of my bargain, would you like me to get you out of here?
Depends on where we're going to, I suppose.
You still
There's
have
a
the
lot
rift
of
to
wiggle
deal with.
room in that statement.
I am not going to put you in a volcano or something. I am going to put you in a city. I can
Oh,
put you
that's
nearest one would be
rather-
Eras, I believe. I know a place in Eras which I can put you in.
That's where we're heading, anyways. But our goals align, to an extent at least. We also seek to prevent the dark from coming over to this world.
Ah, that is great.
Are you suggesting that perhaps we should remain allies for longer?
Oh, absolutely not.
The question was directed at
Yeah.
them.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we're not enemies at the very least.
Y'all can hold yourself in a fight, and you're recently shot.
Please spare me all of the sentimentals. Either I get you out or I don't.
Drop us off in Alice. We have a...
Great. You, coward, get over here.
Step my way over.
He points to Cohen, who's cowering in the corner.
I walk right towards him and just, yeah.
No, in front of them. Ah, great. It has been a pleasure of meeting you, and we might have the opportunity to meet each other before. I just want to make one thing very clear. I never said that I wanted to end the darkness from coming in here. And you just feel yourselves vanished. And as you get poofed away, you suddenly hear yes, and then we should murder the horseman. And then you just poof into existence in a gloomy ass tavern with 7 hunched over figures with robes over their heads, covering their faces. Drinks on the table, none of them are touched, and you just see all of them turn, draw their weapons, and look at you with the "Who the fuck are you guys?" look. And that is where we'll be ending today.
Dang it.
No!
Oh, nice.
Oh my god!
Dang it.
It's so annoying because I can't really burst out like that as Cohen, but oh my god, you fucker! That's amazing.
At least he was polite enough to tell us he's Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
that was
bringing
not-
on
yeah.
That was a
Doom.
good time.
It's not one volcano. We'll teleport you into separate volcanoes. Please, I'm not a barbarian.
That was amazing.
Oh, I feel I need to work on my French. It
No,
comes
it's
out
good.
like weird sometimes, and I like. Oh.
I think it's nice.
Oh god. Oh yeah. This was a freaking cool
That was
start to.
That was excellent.
Yeah, very good start to the story. So
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, I hope that we got a little bit feel of our characters in combat, and now also kind of tying the goal together. As I wrote, I'm not certain that you saw, but this will be the first part of this campaign will be, or rather, the overarching story will be about the Shadowfell, as we have connections, and then it's not going to be what you're doing the entire time, but it's going to always kind of be there looming over you, even when you're doing other things.
Yes.
Like the
As
main
mentioned-
quest in Skyrim that you ignore for 7 years.
Exactly like that. And you go on the other quests that you need and such. Awesome. I wasn't really certain how you would do with him and with this, but it was fun that you went for the one where I was hoping you were actually talking to him and such, rather than trying to fuck him up. Awesome.
We're not murder hobos, not yet. We're
Not
working on it.
yet. Not yet, at least. Give us a
Now
few
we have
more
trust
sessions.
issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not gonna trust any of your NPCs. That's how it is now.
help. Getting my child from down the tree.
No, let it burn. Fireball.
in the tree.
To actually burn this tree down with the baby.
Yes. Never trust a baby. That's my
Oh,
motto.
so GM, I would get to pick the spells. How it works is that I'm just going to pick the spells that I would normally do for a first level wizard, and then
No, you picked the spells that we wrote. So you had like 6 spells, I believe, that you wanted to keep.
Yeah.
So you have those 6 spells. And those are the only spells that you know. Then you can take downtime activities to research your book and find out more spells that you have in it.
all right. So I start with half the number of spells a wizard would.
Yes, exactly. So you would have
Okay.
6 from level. Yes. So like that's the thing, that those 6 that you have prepared are basically the 6 that you will keep. So you're a little bit like a bard or a sorcerer at this point of time. However, the book does seem to be quite filled, and it's a lot of various people and a lot of various hands writings from just glancing at it that you can see in there. So that is like from a wizard standpoint, it's a small gold mine that you're holding on to at the moment.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
What was the name of the city that we got teleported into again?
Yeah.
He said Eras was the closest one. So
But we don't know. He could have said, "Fuck that." Like,
Yeah.
that's
Dipped it in.
Is it one of the ones
into
I've
a
been to? I
tavern of
can't
cultists.
remember. I'm pretty sure it was.
you have a map up here that
Yeah.
you can zoom in
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
do
think
that
if you
for
zoom
the
in
screen.
on it, it will be a lot
Can't see
better.
the upper right.
Yeah,
corner,
it might be good
upper
just to
left
give us a
corner.
handout as well, honestly.
You don't have a map when you
Yeah,
get
yes, eventually.
Yeah, when you procure yourself a map, then you will be granted
I'm
a
gonna sit
map.
here and sketch.
Yeah.
Have my own copy.
All right.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, that was
cool.
fun, GM. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm gonna just say that we're gonna wrap it up for the stream, but we can
Yep.
continue talking after.
Yes.
But so, everybody who watched, thank you so much, and thank you for one of the follows. And now we are actually up at affiliate, which means that we can do
nice.
a lot more fun stuff on Twitch and have some more interaction with viewers and everything. And now we just got another one. Mendes of Doom, thank you. Yes. So thank you for following, everybody, and we will continue next week when, and hopefully we won't die that time either. You can hope.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and stick around next week we are going to start my campaign of Champions and Demons. Check that out. And next week we're gonna continue with this. So great. Okay. Thank you, everybody, and
Thank you very much for watching, everyone.
See you
ya.
guys.
bye.
Peace.
Tuesday cannot come soon enough.
Yeah. Bye.
When it comes to Tuesday.